Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Everybody, and welcome to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN, all of our social media platforms, and we are broadcasting live today from the press box at Sandy Valley, the home of the Sandy Valley Cardinals. It's game night. That's right, over on our sister station tonight, Q92. I'll have the call along with Brian Beatty and Ryan Bevere as we open up the 2026 high school football season as the Sandy Valley Cardinals welcome in their good friends, the Fairless Falcons. That'll be coming up tonight, 6:45, over on our sister station, Q92. And, of course, it'll be on the YouTube channel and everywhere else as well. Also, live coverage tonight on the Q92 YouTube channel with Chardon and Jackson. That action will get underway tonight as well at 6:45. But welcome to the show, everybody. Sam Bourquin at Sandy Valley. Ryan Rainsberg is on the other side of the glass back there in the palatial estates of WDPN Radio on Smith Avenue in the Carnation City. We are going to be joined very, very soon, hopefully, by Renzi Parnell, the head football coach of the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley. Pups are going to take on Warren Harding tomorrow night. We'll have that game as well for you on Q92 pregame. Tomorrow night begins at 6:30. I'll be doing the show live from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium tomorrow as well. All right, before we get to Coach Parnell, and Ryan, you can just let me know when we're all set there. How about the Cavaliers the last 16, 17 hours? First of all, let's backtrack and tell you about the trade last night where the Cavaliers acquired Denver Nuggets. We just call him a three-man, right? Peyton Watson. Cavs are going to send Max Strus to the Clippers. Cleveland also will send an unprotected 2031 first-round pick to Denver. And I know Sacramento was involved there as well with some minor stuff, but we don't care about Sacramento. So we got Peyton Watson, okay? Now he is also expected to sign a 4-year contract with the Cavaliers for $88 million. And then, less than an hour ago, this isn't a shock, but maybe the amount of years in the amount of money was a little bit of a surprise. James Harden back in the fold for the Cavaliers. Anybody want to guess the years and the amount of money? I'll tell you. 3 years, $97 million for James Harden. Your buddy, Rainsberg. James Harden is back for the next 3 years. And we knew it was coming because he kind of acquiesced to the team and said, okay, do what you need to do with me with my contract. I know you're trying to get LeBron in here. That didn't work. So they had to figure out something to appease James because they weren't just going to stiff him, right? So they went out and they got Peyton Watson. And then all of a sudden now it's like, all right, well, I guess we're kind of stuck with James Harden, and you got to pay him $97 million over the next 3 years. So that's what the Cavaliers have been up to. So we will get into that. The world-famous Bo Balderson just walked into the press box.
Sorry, I missed my intro. I was getting Coach on the line, and he is ready when you are.
Oh, Coach Renzi is ready to go. Awesome.
Yes, he is.
So we'll get back into the Cavs talk and James Harden and Peyton Watson. We also have our eyes on the scoreboard today, bottom of the seventh inning at Progressive Field, where the Guardians lead the San Francisco Giants 4-2. Boy, did the Guardians last night didn't score a run, falling 1-0. All right, let's get into football mode now. As we mentioned, tomorrow night will be at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. We'll do the show live from the stadium at 3. Kickoff at 7. The Canton McKinley Bulldogs will take on the Raiders of Warren Harding. And I'm happy and excited to bring in head coach of the Pups, Renzi Parnell, to the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Coach P, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it, especially the day before a game. I know you're busy, especially week one. And, boy, Coach, don't things go 100 miles an hour like a couple of days before the first regular season game every year, no matter what?
Yeah, it always works out that way.
not a fan of that, I can tell. So where are we right now? If you could kind of take us through the first couple of practices, camp a little bit, and then your scrimmages and how y'all were kind of feeling about the squad, 36 hours or so before your first game tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job coming together as a team in the summer months. Had good attendance and great involvement in the weight room, so we made some strides there compared to where we were last year. And then, the scrimmages taught us a lot about, who we are and what we need to work. So we're still learning from that, from our scrimmages, and now we hope to put it all together week 1.
So, Renzi, when you look back to last year, your first year, and you guys had a terrific regular season. You pounded out a couple of wins in the playoffs, and I know you want to make that next step. You need to take that next step, and that will come, I'm sure. But if you could, maybe in a capsule, look at last year and what positives would you take from 2025 getting ready for this year?
Yeah, I think the team understood. First of all, they learned who I am and what the expectations are, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then the bar was set on what it's going to take to accomplish our goals, and that's to be the best in the state. So they understand how they need to conduct themselves on and off the field. They understand the type of work ethic it's going to take to get there now. You know what I mean? So we're not necessarily teaching those things. Now it's more about teaching football and coaching some scheme, and then the expectations are set. They understand what it takes to get there.
Coach, how many guys do you have out as of right now? I know every year the numbers come out. You probably lose a couple here and there, but what's it looking like as far as roster size before tomorrow night?
Yeah, on the JV varsity roster, there's 80, approximately 80 kids on the roster right now.
Okay, very good, very good. Are you comfortable with that? Is that a good number to obviously you work your way through the starters on each side of the ball, but then also you want to develop depth throughout the season? Is that a good number for you and McKinley?
Yeah, it's a good number. But you're right. Yeah, you want to develop depth. You want to also create a culture where you can practice the way that you want to practice. You need numbers to do that.
Coach Renzi Parnell of the Canton McKinley Bulldogs, our guest here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. We're broadcasting live today from Sandy Valley, the home of the Cardinals. Coming up tonight, Fairless and Sandy on our sister station, Q92, pregame beginning at 6:45. So let's talk about some of the pups this year, and I want to start with your QB. What are the expectations there, and what did you learn about the young man, during camp this year and scrimmages, and what has he improved on?
Yeah, so one of the things that we learned, we knew about him, but he continued to show, I would say, is he's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Very tough kid. He's a smart kid, and he shows great poise for a kid his age. It's hard for him to be shaken up, I should say. So, to me, that's one of the number one attributes that the quarterback needs is toughness, both mentally and physical. And so, he's working every day. Obviously, he'll be a first-time starter, so I'm sure we'll have our lumps, right? But, he's working every day to get better.
You've got a lot of really nice skill on this club, offense, defense, running back, wide receiver. McKinley has always been known, that, as having the stable of running backs year after year. Kylan West, I mean, holy smokes. He's pretty fun to watch, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I mean, how would you – I don't want you to give anybody any help trying to defend your offense, but how do you go about trying to stop a young man like that with the skill set that he encompasses?
Yeah, the cool thing about Kylan is he's the complete package, right? So, he's one of those guys that can catch the ball out the backfield, run the ball, and if you watch him, he's a great blocker as well, right? So he's the complete package. It's hard to stop him.
Skill set at the wide receiver position this year. Who are we looking at to break out, bust out, and have some nice years for you?
So Darius Hill, who's back from last year, is just a tremendous talent. I mean, he can make every catch. He makes some catches in practice. Is just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people he's got the best hands that I think I've ever in high school that I've ever really coached around, and I've coached some. It's been some great guys. And then the young kid, which is actually Kylan West's younger brother, DeMarco Richardson Jr.
Okay.
I think this will be his coming out party.
We talked about the stable of running backs that McKinley always seems to have, and you got some guys like Antonio Stevens and McKinley's defense over the years, it's always been a very stingy, stingy, hard-hitting, run-to-the-ball kind of defense. Who are some of the young fellows that you'll be counting upon not only tomorrow night but the rest of the way?
Yeah, so Amari Mitchell will be a key piece for us. He's an edge guy for us that'll wreak havoc. And then, like you said, Antonio Stevens and Shad Davis are leaders on that defense. And they were last year for us, and they'll continue to be.
There's a young man that I'm really intrigued with because I called a lot of McKinley basketball games last year, and I just thought when the times that Legacy Lee was put into the game, more times than not, good things really happened at both ends of the floor. I see he's around 6'4", 220, 225. He'll play some tight end for you. Tell us about Legacy and what he brings to the table.
Yeah, he's he's a very impressive young man. He's a big-time D1 recruit that's blowing up right now. So we'll use him a lot in a lot of different ways. So I won't give out too much about him, but he is going to, talk about coming out party. Like this is, and the best thing about him is he also can do both what you want at the tight end position, right? He can catch the ball, and he's a mismatch out there, but he also is a really good blocker.
Yeah, Coach, I can't wait to watch him tomorrow night. I just think you talk about guys that are ready to bust out. I think Legacy Lee, I think it's his time with the Camp McKinley Bulldogs. We are joined by head coach Renzi Parnell of the Bulldogs, McKinley Warren Harding tomorrow night, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. We'll have the game on Q92. Coach, let's take a quick peek. I don't want to get too much in detail on Harding, but a great rivalry, obviously, the old All-American Conference days. It's always hard-hitting. Great games at Fawcett and now Benson, and, of course, Mollenkoff over in Warren. How the Bulldogs getting ready? How you prepping for the Raiders tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's a tough task. Obviously, they're coached very well. Matty Rich is a great guy and a great coach. But I'll tell you what, his son is a speedster, man. He's a playmaker. So, we got to deal with him on defense. And then he's a heck of a cover guy himself. And they're big. So they're big and fast. Warren's always big and fast, right?
Mm-hmm. But
big pieces back. They got the skill. They got a great kicker too, by the way. And then the ace of Birch linebacker is
he's a load.
So we got some.
He's a load, man. Oh my gosh! I was looking at their roster last night. I'm thinking this. I know they're always big and fast, but they look a little bigger this year across the lines. And Warren's always going to play hard-nosed football, and I really love this rivalry. I remember going back to when I was a long time ago, watching these two teams battle at Fawcett and Mollenkoff and the great atmospheres, and gosh, the talent between these two schools, Coach, over the decades, the talent that these schools have put on the gridiron is nothing short of unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's for me, I remember being a kid, like watching these games. You know what I mean, and
Sure.
going to these games. So it's just cool to be a part of it, right? Like now I'm a part of that tradition. So it's an awesome feeling.
Coach, before we let you go, and I appreciate you coming on for a couple of minutes today, for you, year two at McKinley, what are you really kind of starting to fall in love with as far as being the head coach of the Bulldogs, the program, being a part of the community, watching these kids grow into young men? Take us through that if you could before we go.
Well, to be honest with you, it's more about like you said, watching the kids grow, and a lot of times seeing them transition from young boys to men. And like my biggest joy is probably the off the field stuff, right? When I get a comment and it's like, hey man, your boys were riding the bus, and I just want you to know they're really well behaved. Or I get, hey, those kids are really well behaved. They're yes ma'am and yes sir. So that's the biggest impact to me. Like, that's the thing that warms my heart the most, I should say.
Yeah, and I know that means a lot. And I bet if we talked to a lot of other coaches and your colleagues, they would all say the same thing. Yeah, winning's awesome. You need to win. You want to win. But at the end of the day, it's, how these guys develop coming through high school and going on to be young men and good husbands and everything that goes along with that, and good workers and just good people. And I know you're shaping them in that form for sure. Renzi Parnell, I appreciate you jumping on with us today. Thanks for your time. Whatever you got going on after the interview today, good luck with the pups, and we'll see you tomorrow night at Tom Benson, okay?
All right, thanks, guys. Go Bulldogs.
There you go. Renzi Parnell, head coach of the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley, joining us here on the show, 1310 WDPN. We are broadcast today, by the way, from Sandy Valley High School. We had a brief shower about 20, 25 minutes ago. And, of course, I left the hatch open in my car, right? So the rain was coming in there and getting things wet. So maybe at the top of the hour news here at 4, I'll be able to run down there and get that closed up and do a couple of other quick things before we get back to rolling here. Drew Sarakman's going to join us today, our football guru for Q92. He'll be joining us at 4:35 today. Drew is actually down in Orlando with his work on some sort of an assignment. He sent me a picture yesterday. He was in the pool with one of those drinks in his hand with an umbrella in it. So, hey, I don't know. Good for Drew. But he'll be joining us today. And then Brian Beatty will slide into the chair next to me here about 5:30, 5:45, and we'll talk some football with Brian as well. We are going to step away, coming up on 24 minutes past the hour. Hey, the phone lines are open if you want to get in today, 330-821-1310. Also, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. The chat is wide open. We'd love to hear from you today. The sun is now out here at Sandy Valley. That's a good sign. Football coming up tonight on Q92 at 7 as the Cardinals and the Fairless Falcons get together. Opening night 2026. We got you covered right here. 1310 WDPN and, of course, Q92. We'll be back.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, is hiring traffic control flaggers, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below, you take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
AM 1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. We're broadcasting the program live from the press box today here. There it is, at beautiful Sandy Valley High School. Boy, have they done some wonderful things down here with their facilities, renovation, the football field, the stadium, beautiful brand new big scoreboard. They turfed the field, I think, last year or the year before. I think they put different bleachers in here on both sides. The end zones are completely painted in red and gray, and they got the interlocking SV in red on the 50-yard line. We are in the home press box. They also have a little press box on the visiting side. Nice, cozy, nice place to watch a football game. So we're excited about that. I want to shout out to Bo Balderson, the principal here, the AD, Drew Meister, head coach Torrance Carl, who we had on the program yesterday. Cool little place to come down and watch a ball game. And then as you look out over the football field here, behind the visiting bleachers, they have a beautiful baseball stadium, baseball field. And then behind that, they've got a beautiful softball complex, both with dugouts and press boxes and scoreboards. And man, it is second to none. And of course, and I've been in the high school. I haven't been here for a while. I was down here. I did a basketball game several years ago when they had just kind of got the new gym finished up. And the gym is actually beautiful too. So I'll tell you what, as far as the facilities here, they have really stepped it up and knocked it out of the park. And so if you're coming down tonight, come on down. This is going to be a fun game. Sandy Valley Fairless. If you can't make it, we'll have it on our sister station, Q92. But I'm telling you, the view you get up here and to see the baseball stadium, the football, the softball, the baseball, the school's looking good. I mean, the grass is green and mowed, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful down here right now. I want to thank head coach of McKinley, Renzi Parnell, for joining us earlier in the program. Later on today, Drew Sarakman will join us at 4:35. Brian Beatty will step in here about 5:30. Real quickly, before we get to the bottom of the hour news and weather and everything, I forgot to get you. What's today? Thursday, right? So it's time for the 3-question Thursday quiz. And I want you to get those comments into us on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook, or you can give us a ring at 330-821-1310. Today's 3-question Thursday quiz, number 1. Who starts at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns September the 13th against Jacksonville? Who will the Browns have under center opening day? Question number 2. This was a tough one. This was a fun one for me, but it was a tough one. Which basketball building do you miss the most? St. John's Arena or the Richfield Coliseum? That's a tough one. Which basketball building do you miss the most? St. John Arena or the Richfield Coliseum? And question number 3, which high school football game are you going to be attending this weekend? Let us know what games you're going to go check out. That's the 3-question Thursday quiz. Get your comments in on all of our social media platforms. We're going to break. We got the news and weather coming up, and we'll dive back in here on the Sam Bourquin Show live from Sandy Valley on 1310 WDPN.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. The number of Americans submitting applications for unemployment benefits unexpectedly declined last week for the first time in a month. Initial jobless claims fell by 6,000 to 206,000 for the week ending August 15th. Economists had penciled in a reading of 210,000. Previous week's reading was revised upward to 212,000. Number of those claiming jobless benefits remains in the historically low range. Initial claims for state jobless benefits dropped last month to the lowest level since September 1969. Various indicators suggest employers are on the hunt for workers. Job vacancies exceed 7 million, and small business hiring plans are at a 4-year high. Former California Representative Eric Swalwell was reportedly confronted by FBI agents at San Francisco Airport Saturday. Swalwell, who resigned from Congress in April, was relieved of his cell phone and other associated electronics after a search warrant was produced. Additional undisclosed evidence was also taken. At least 4 women have made sexual misconduct allegations against the 45-year-old. Files declassified on Swalwell and the Chinese spy known as Fang Feng also revealed the ex-congressman admitted to the FBI the two had a sexual relationship and that the Bureau attempted at one point to recruit her without her knowledge. World Health Organization and partners sending 70,000 doses of an Ebola vaccine to Congo, the Central African country with the second deadliest outbreak in history. Merck's Ervebo is cleared for use against the Zaire Ebola virus. Congo's growing outbreak is caused by the Bundibugyo virus, for which no vaccines are approved. Congo requested doses of Ervebo, and the International Coordinating Group on Vaccine Provision approved an initial release. The WHO noted it's not clear whether Ervebo works against the Bundibugyo virus, though preliminary lab and animal data suggest it could provide some protection. The British government has issued a guide to immigrants to teach them the customs of the United Kingdom. In a tacit admission of the problematic cultures being allowed into Britain, the Home Office published a 9-page booklet for new arrival migrants who apply for asylum, as is the case for most illegal boat migrants. In a section on rape, migrants are told both parties must consent to sex without threat or pressure, and it is not acceptable to have sex with someone who is asleep, drunk, or unable to respond. The migrants are also informed the legal age of consent in the UK is 16, and it's a crime to have sex with a child under that age. The Home Office also laid out the foreign nationals. Women and men in Britain are treated as equals. Newly arrived migrants will be informed women can actually earn their own money, are allowed to go to school, can travel freely, decide who they want to marry, and do not need permission from a husband, father, brother, or any other man to do any of these things. 2 Tennessee college athletes killed, 7 others injured when a driver crashed into a cycling team Wednesday morning. Milligan University sophomores Halen Engdahl and Braden Rogers were part of an 11 cyclist training session when they were struck by 69-year-old John Benfield on Highway 19 East in Hampton, Tennessee. 7 injured cyclists will take into a hospital. 4 are in critical condition, 2 in stable. 7th cyclist was later released. Benfield, a resident of Newland, North Carolina, was charged with 2 counts of vehicular homicide and 5 counts of aggravated assault. 76 degrees at 3:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Increasing sunshine for your Thursday afternoon. A very slim chance for a lingering shower in 1 or 2 spots. A high of 78 degrees. Tonight, clear and starry and mild. Our low, 58. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
We are back on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN, live from Sandy Valley. Hey, we got some new gear this year, courtesy of Beatty Sports, by the way. Here's the new shirts, all right, Q92 Sports. Here's the new hat. Now, you'll notice that I've completely sweat through the hat, which is, what are we doing here? Maybe that'll dry out, but that's our new hat, and we got some stocking caps for this year, too, when it gets cold out. So shout out to Beatty Sports for hooking us up with the gear here in 2026. Got a text from Rainsburg, and apparently we had a caller wanted to know who the kicker was for Canton McKinley. Now, I did remember, shockingly, to bring some stuff with me for the game tomorrow night, and I do have a full roster for the Bulldogs. And I don't know who the kicker is because they haven't played yet, and I haven't seen them in scrimmages. But I'm just going to throw out 3 names here that I think could be the kicker. Okay, first one is number 17, Marlon Castellano Del Cid. That's what it says. And there's a kicker. It's he's a junior, 5'9", 200 pounds. So we'll just call him Marlon Castellano. Okay. Then there is a number 80, Jaleel White. They have him listed as a kicker, senior, 5'11", 160. And then there's a number 85, Kyrese Dudley. They've got him listed as a kicker, punter, wide receiver, junior, 5'7", 140 pounds. So if you're in the know over at Canton McKinley, maybe let me know who the kicker is. But I don't know. But I just wanted to throw those 3 names out there, and that's what I've got on the roster right now. So that's kind of what we'll work with. Ryan Rowland checking in. High school football is back. He's listening to the show as he's heading up to Chardon tonight to help call that Chardon-Jackson game on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Dong Bobbler is in. He says the $250 million man will start at quarterback for the Browns opening day. He misses St. John's Arena the most. And question number 3, he says, Not sure where he's going to go as far as high school football is concerned. But our 3-question Thursday quiz, get those comments in the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook. You can also call at 330-821-1310. Question number 1, who will be the starting quarterback for the Browns opening day against the Jacksonville Jaguars? I think we all know who it's going to be. Could Shedeur possibly get into that starting role? I don't know. They're going at it with the Bills today, by the way. The scrimmage up in Cleveland between Buffalo and the Browns. We'll try to get some information on that for you as we move. Boy, the clouds have moved in here just like that. Like it was – we've already had a shower here about 20, 25 minutes ago. Looks like we might be getting another one, so we'll keep you posted on the weather. Question number 2, which basketball building do you miss the most? And I even wrestled with this one myself. The Richfield Coliseum or St.John Arena? Which one do you miss the most? That might be too tough to answer. It might be. Question number 3, which high school football game are you going to this weekend? Get those comments in. Let's go with those. We'll interact with you here throughout the afternoon on 1310 WDPN.
All right, Sam. We got Tom wanting to talk to you on the 1310.
All right, let's go to Tom on this Thursday afternoon, the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Tomas, good afternoon.
Hey, my radio brother, what's going down?
Hey, I'm hoping the rain stays away. Other than that, we're having fun. Believe it or not, Tom,
drive-by rain.
Believe it or not, this is my 36th year of calling high school football games. Would you believe I have never called a game from Sandy Valley?
Never, not one time. I find that impossible.
Never have I've done a basketball game here. I played against the Sandy Valley high school baseball when I was at Canton Central Catholic. I have never broadcast a football game at Sandy Valley. So after 36 years, I'm doing it. I'm doing it tonight.
You're all right, Sammy. You're all right, man. I remember when you got started. I was listening to games coming through town and on my way to Columbus and on the Friday nights. And when I used to work for a certain Columbus radio station that did Ohio State football. So I remember going down there and setting up the microphones, listening to Sammy B on Friday night, going down 62 past Park Farms, heading on out to Columbus.
Oh, yeah, man. I remember that, and I certainly appreciate it. I was driving down here going, I can't believe I've never done a game here. It's hard to believe. I think this will cap it. Out of the 20 county schools, I think I've finally been to every one and done at least one game. So that's pretty cool.
There you go, man. Hey, I wanted to start off the call by congratulating Rick Shepis for getting the job back in the summer or in the spring at East Palestine. He's the head coach there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Were you surprised about that at all?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised because I think he wanted to get back in coaching. He was a consultant for Warren City Schools for a while. He'd been at Youngstown, Cheney, but he got his opportunity to go coach Palestine, and I think he's got that coaching bug again.
Well, good. I'm happy for Coach. We actually had a chance to catch up with him during our McKinley-Maslin, our big 3-hour pregame show before the game last year. We did it live pretty much right outside the Hall of Fame at the Village there, and I hadn't talked to Coach Shep, and geez, it'd been a long time, and it was good to kind of reconnect and talk with him. And hey, if he's got that coaching bug again, let's go get it.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. And like I said, he's a good, solid coach. He's a good man. I don't know him personally, but I know a lot of people that do. I'll tell you, Sam, I figured out why Ursuline is going to be so bad other than the obvious stuff, and why Girard is going to be the best team in the area. Because
okay.
Of most of Ursuline's players. How about that?
What the heck? Who did they open up with, Ursuline? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'll have to look, but I want to say they got to go travel on the road. I think it's like Bishop Waterston or somebody.
Okay, I saw there's a there's a certain couple of individuals that put out certain numbers on games, if you will, and I saw where Ursuline was like a 4-touchdown favorite in their game this weekend, and I'm thinking, whoa, wait a minute, who are they playing? But yeah, just like I wanted to kind of throw that out there and see if you knew, because I thought that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I just cannot remember who the team was they're playing. I know they're playing Bishop Watterson here in the next couple weeks. And another one I wanted to get the Hearst kid for West Branch. They're at St. Clairsville tomorrow night. They're going to start 2 straight road games. You know me in road games to start the season, Sam. My head wants to explode.
Hey, I just found out Ursuline is playing Columbus DeSales.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Wow, they've got Ursuline like almost a 30-point favorite in this game.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Lost their mind.
That's insane. Okay, anyhow, go ahead.
Well, I will tell you, Sam, we will be at Tom Benson tomorrow night, and I got to tell you, Sam, my opinion hasn't changed. I've watched a couple of scrimmages. Harding has 4 quarterbacks, and it looks like James Jones is going to be the starter. They have 2 freshmen and a sophomore. They have lots of speed. They got Mekhi Brogdon back at running back with Antonio Dukes and Jalen Murray. But you know, Sam, the biggest problem Harding had the last 2 seasons, has been the offensive and defensive lines. Now, the offensive line looks grown up because I think their smallest guy is 270. Their 2 tackles look really good. But I don't know what to say, Sam. It's a culture thing in high school sports. And I don't know whether this culture has been established in the locker room for obvious reasons. But you know, Sam, I'm going to play what I've always played, and that's the logic and the numbers. And the logic and numbers tell me McKinley 35, Harding 10.
So you don't think it's going to be much of a contest?
No, and the last 2 times we played there, they've been games. That one 2 years ago, the final was 26-19. So
yeah, it was close. It was close. Yeah. I was talking to Coach Renzi from McKinley, but right off the rip today, he was talking about some of the guys on Warren, and I said, "What about that Birch kid?" Yeah, and he was talking about Birch, and I said, "Yeah, he's an absolute dog. He's a beast out there. So they'll have to contend with him." Now, you know, you follow, you know, Trumbull, Mahoning, like nobody I've ever known, and so you get a lot of scoop on a lot of these teams. What's the short-term, long-term forecast, in your opinion, with Warren Harding football? I mean, do they have some people coming? Is it going off the rails a little bit? I mean, they've done a beautiful job with the stadium renovation. They got that new fitness center, that new big building over there by Mollenkoff. I think they got some good people in place. But what does it look like the next 5-10 years?
Well, I can tell you, at least from an athletic standpoint, the athletic department's in great shape. The scheduling, you know me in scheduling, Sam, they're never going to satisfy me. With Mark Angelo back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, with Harding and Gerard and Niles, what he did for Warren sports, just, having Phil Annarella part of the whole process, and, Mr. Buba and all these guys that have been around that were really a big part of Warren athletics. It's in good shape. I'd say from an athletic standpoint, from the facilities, it's never been better, as you know. But from the football standpoint, I think they're at a crossroads, Sam. And I don't say that as a bad thing, because there are good people there. And Coach Richardson, he's a great human being. He's a good coach. But there's just something missing here, Sam. And I don't know if it's a culture. I think over the next couple of years, things will get better. I think they need to stay stable. They don't need to be changing coaches. I think they could lose a couple, because what you have is a symptom where you got too many Chiefs and not enough Indians. You got a lot of big names on that coaching staff, Sam, but they're doing nothing to help these kids. And that's just from what I see. I would say, and then I say, you and I have this conversation, seems like every year. The way the season goes is how they play tomorrow night. If they come out and play well and at least make it a game or win, then it's an instant turning of the corner. You know how this works.
Sure.
Looking at this whole thing, I see this whole process as very simple. You play well and have a chance to win, or you win the game. The whole season changes, Sam. You got 75 kids on that sideline.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers have always been there, right? Like, they've never had to worry about depth. I mean, I know they're not getting 90, 95, 100 like they used to, but nobody does that anymore. But, I mean, they've got good numbers to work with. And, I mean, there's always talent in the running the halls at Warren Harding. I mean, it's been that way for forever.
Yeah, and it hasn't changed. At Austintown Fitch, I think Fitch has a shot to go undefeated. Cardinal Mooney, I think they're kind of overbloating them a little because they got a lot of Ursuline's players. So, but they have them listed possibly as an undefeated. I think Girard is the class of the area. A.J. Pearson, a great quarterback. They're talking about him. And, of course, Hurst for West Branch. West Branch, their entire offensive line is seniors. These kids have played a lot. They haven't started a lot, but they played a lot. They will all be seniors. They have 17 seniors on this team, and they're not playing Glenville in the playoffs. They're not playing Perry. Sam, there has never been a better time for West Branch football.
Yeah. Look, I was reading up on a story yesterday. Is it 1,000% sure? Has the OHSAA officially moved Glenville out and up to Division II, or are we still waiting for the ink to dry on that? I've heard that it's not done.
And I heard it's already happened because I think the Youngstown Defenders, they are also Division II, it looks like. And Sam, I'm going to tell you something. This Youngstown Defenders team, you got the offensive linemen of East, and you got the skilled people from Cheney. I'm going to tell you, Sam, they play Boardman tomorrow night.
Okay.
If they pass Boardman, they're going to come to Warren. They're going to stomp Harding.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, man, look out for the Youngstown Defenders.
The Youngstown Defenders. Now, are they D1 or 2?
They are D2.
They are D2. Okay.
Harding is the largest of the Division II schools enrollment-wise, but with Youngstown, they're right behind them now. So, and of course, Fitch moved up to Division I. They kind of made the request, because they didn't want to have to play, the gauntlet that is Division II.
Right.
Division II is better than Division I, but you know that already.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how many more schools do that in the next couple of years, because from what I see from Massillon, they're not going away anytime soon. I think Hoban's always going to be good. Cincinnati Winton Woods. You've got the team that's knocked Massillon out the last couple of years. Drawing a blank right now. Yeah,
it ain't going to happen. They're going to go undefeated. They're going to win the state championship. The only reason why we're going to the Warren Massillon game this year is I want to watch Massillon.
Well, I think you will be highly entertained. Tom, always a pleasure. Thanks for giving us a ring today on this high school football Thursday, and I'm sure we'll be a part of your day tomorrow. Okay.
Any more time, Sammy, and I'll wave to you tomorrow night when I see you.
Sounds good. You'll have a section all to yourself, so just turn around and wave at us. We'll wave back. There he goes, Tom in Salem, checking in here on 1310 WDPN. All right, phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. Talking some high school football today. Cavaliers with a big trade last night, getting Peyton Watson. They re-signed James Harden today, 3 years, $97 million. I don't know. That's a lot of money and a lot of years for a guy that's going to be 40 pretty soon. All right, we'll come back. We'll check out the scoreboard, see what the Guardians are up to. And we'll continue live here from Sandy Valley on the Sam Bourquin Show on 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Eric Cargile's family has worked the same land for 5 generations.
Takes all we've got. Animals don't care if you get sick, and the nearest hospital is 50 miles away.
That changed when nurse practitioner John Hodges opened Rawls Family Medicine.
He keeps us going, all of us, and that's kept our farm and ranch alive.
How has a nurse impacted your life? Share your story at thepowerofnurses.org.
High school football brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group returns to AM 1310 WDPN this Friday night. And we've got a great matchup for you as the Alliance Aviators travel to Canal Fulton to take on the Northwest Indians. Pre-game starts at 6:30 and kickoff is at 7. And you can also listen to the games all season long on the AM 1310 Facebook and X pages, as well as the Q92 YouTube channel. Join Derek Dimmitt and myself, Christian Bigglesworth, as we bring you high school football action all season long. But it kicks off Friday night at 7, Alliance and Northwest, live right here on AM 1310 WDPN.
Parents have a lot to get done in a day. Sit tight, hon. I'll be right back. But even when we're rushed, always remember, temperatures as low as 60 degrees can be deadly for children left in the car. Every time you park the car, stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN, live from Sandy Valley, the press box today. Coming up tonight on Q92, and let's see here, Q92 Sports Facebook, Q92 Radio YouTube channel, Q92X. Am I forgetting anything? Sandy Valley will take on Fairless tonight. Pre-game at 6:45. We'll kick it off at 7. Myself, Brian Beatty, Ryan Bevere. We've got all the action tonight at 7. And also live coverage tonight, live play-by-play. Check it out. Same deal. Q92 social media platforms. We've got Jackson and Chardon tonight. That pregame at 6:45 and the kickoff at 7. Let's see here. Richard, is using we when talking about high school sports a good thing? School pride or a strange thing? Adults are way too involved in youth sports. You can look at that 100 different ways.
Yeah, so it's kind of a job to be a bit too involved in youth sports.
I mean, there's a way to be involved in youth sports, and there's not a way to be away. And if you're a dad, you're a guardian, you're a helper. It's a we thing. It's a we thing. If you're kind of on the outside, maybe it's not a we thing. But if you're still lending support and you're talking about it and you're encouraging in the right way, a positive way, then I don't have a problem with it. Rick on YouTube says, "Go Bears, go Bears." That's right. Come on, Bears, go up the shirt and get a win tonight. I think that's going to be a close game too. I think Jackson has a great shot at winning that game. I know it's tough. It's on the road. It's at Chardon. They're a great football program. It's a long trip and everything. I think Jay Rohr will have his guys ready to go. I think Jackson's defense will win the game for him tonight. So I'm gonna pick the Bears to win there. Got a final score in here from Progressive Field. The Guardians held on to beat the San Francisco Giants by the score. Can I get any closer to this, by the way? 5-2. The Guardians beat the Giants today. Let me see if I can find a quick box score on this game. And I think I've got one right here. You know, Rainsburg, I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi down here is heavenly. I mean, I'm seriously thinking of doing my show here every day.
Forever. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to put the 1310 banner behind me here underneath this exit sign, and I'm going to do the show from here. I mean, it is lightning. You wouldn't believe how good the Wi-Fi is down here.
That would be so cool. Anytime they're out there practicing, you get all the field noise and stuff. Sounds like a good idea.
Like I log into a link, a website, and it's like it comes through before I even hit the link. I'm just blown away. So because of that reason, I will not be coming in tomorrow either.
Okay.
I'll be at Tom Benson.
Anyway.
We got good Wi-Fi over there too. All right. So the Guardians got 3 in the first today. They got 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 8th. Gavin Williams, pretty good. 5 2/3 innings today. 4 hits, 2 runs. He struck out 11 today, and he walked 3. Cade Smith threw an inning. He did walk 2. Don't like to see that. And he did have a strikeout. Looks like Roque had a single today. Kwani had a single and a couple ribbies. Patrick Bailey had a single RBI. Nathaniel Lowe had a sacrifice. Hosey had a single and a couple of runs. 24,448. The game took 2 hours and 38 minutes. And the Guardians beat San Francisco by the score of 5-2. So now the home cooking is over. For a little while, and the Guardians will be heading out to Colorado. They'll open up a 3-game series with the Rockies Friday night at Coors Field, and then they will finish things up Saturday, Sunday. Then they'll leave Colorado and go to California to take on the Angels, and then they'll whisk their way back toward the Midwest, and they'll play a 3-game set with the Kansas City Royals. So, gee whiz! We thought that they had to sweep the series with San Francisco, and I still kind of stand by that. I really think if you're serious about anything here, you really needed to sweep them. And you go out, and I don't want to harp on last night because they came back today and they won the game. But last night they went out and they scored this many runs. See what I'm doing here? 0 runs. They couldn't score. They couldn't score against San Francisco. And I'm sorry, when you're chasing teams in your division and you're chasing a wild card, you're a Major League Baseball team, you can't go out there against a team like San Francisco and not score a run. That's inexcusable. And they did it. And poor Parker Messick last night. Guy pitched his fanny off and nothing to show for it. Anyway, they come back, they win again today. So they did take 2 out of 3 from Frisco. Now it's off to Colorado. All right, we're going to take a break. We got the news and we got the weather coming up. We will rejoin you around 10 after the hour, and we'll get back into the show. We'll talk a little Cavs, the big trade last night, the big signing today with James Harden. A lot of you are getting nervous about that, as am I. We'll talk a little Browns-Bills joint practice today. We'll get you ready for the high school football tonight and this coming weekend. And we got a lot to dive into. So hang out with us here on this Thursday afternoon, opening night for high school football, 1310 WDPN and our sister station Q92. We'll be back.
News, weather, sports, local information, and music 24 hours a day. This is AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. 25 years after 9/11, the FBI says a woman who was then a little girl waving an American flag joined the other side.
Attempting to provide material, support, or resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization.
U.S. Attorney John Sarcone saying Jessica Bowie, 35, plotted to kill New York State lawmakers on behalf of the Islamic State group ISIS. Just one more witness in the defense will rest in the trial of Lindsay Clancy in Massachusetts, who says postpartum psychosis caused her to kill her 3 children. The debt the Treasury says America owes, $40 trillion and growing, with no agreement on what to do, is going to cost us in a lot of ways, says ABC national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy.
We're going to be paying more in interest on the debt per year than we're going to be paying for our defense budget per year.
The debt now more than the economies of 7 countries combined. This is ABC News.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
It's been a tough Saturday on the lake. I ordered swim trunks in this orange cream color, but it's actually more orange auburn. Oh, and it's swimwear. I probably can't even return these.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager. Hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. The Alliance School District projecting millions of dollars in deficit spending over the next 5 years. The latest forecast accepted by the Board of Education Tuesday shows expenses outpacing revenue by more than $3.2 million in 2027, growing to more than $8 million by 2030 and about $15 million in 2031. Revenue expected to decline less than 1% annually, while expenses grow nearly 3%. The district says declining state funding is the biggest factor. Police arrested a man after a vehicle chase Wednesday afternoon. The repository reports the chase started in Mahoning County when officers from Smith Township and Sebring found a man wanted on a warrant. The pursuit ended just after 4 o'clock when the suspect's vehicle hit a utility pole near Norman Avenue. Alliance police assisted with the arrest in the crash scene. The suspect's name has not been released. Canton police are searching for a 25-year-old woman wanted in connection with a Tuesday night shooting. Officers were called around 10:30 to the 900 block of 6th Street Southwest, but could not find any victims. About an hour later, 2 women ages 22 and 23 arrived at Mercy Hospital with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds to their legs. Police say 2 other victims identified were not shot. Arrest warrants have been issued for Nikayla Smith of Canton, who faces 4 counts of second-degree felonious assault. Anyone with information has to contact Canton Police or the U.S. Marshals Task Force. A teenager who set 2 fires at a Jackson Township apartment complex in February will be placed in the Community Corrections Facility of the Multi-County Juvenile Detention System. The 15-year-old was sentenced by family court magistrate Lori Brown for second-degree aggravated arson and fourth-degree felony arson. Failure to complete the facility's education and behavioral management program would have him sent to the Ohio Department of Youth Services for a year. The teen also received 2 suspended 6-month sentences for 5th-degree felony assault and vandalism. He punched an employee and damaged a Canton local school's projector and speaker while at the juvenile center. The employee suffered a minor injury. A major crime sweep across northern Ohio led to hundreds of arrests and the seizure of nearly 200 firearms. Operation Northern Shield targeted violent fugitives in 8 cities, including Canton, Akron, Cleveland, and Youngstown. Authorities say 619 people were arrested and 684 warrants cleared between May 17th and July 18th. Officers also seized narcotics, marijuana, and more than $120,000 in cash. U.S. Marshals led the operation. A Sebring man facing 15 felony charges following an investigation into child sex abuse materials. Goshen police say they received a tip from the Internet Crimes Against Children Division of the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office about a resident uploading the material. Investigators identified the suspect as 36-year-old Jeffrey August, who recently moved to Sebring. Police executed a search warrant at his home August 13th. The department did not say what was found. August was arrested Wednesday on 10 counts of pandering obscenity involving a minor and 4 counts of illegal use of a minor in nudity-oriented material, all second-degree felonies. Animal Charity of Ohio suspending its humane investigations and animal intakes effective immediately, citing critical capacity and a financial crisis. The organization says it hopes to restore the services when additional funding and operational capacity are secured. Animal Charity does not receive government funding and relies on donations and fundraisers. The shelter says it's the only organization in Mahoning County dedicated to investigating animal cruelty and neglect and sheltering animals removed from those situations. Anyone with concerns about suspected animal abuse or neglect should contact their local police department or sheriff's office. A Camel woman will spend 90 days in the Trumbull County Jail after pleading guilty to charges in an attack at a restaurant. 21-year-old Kamara McKinney was also sentenced Wednesday to 3 years of probation. Prosecutors say McKinney attacked 2 employees at the Brookfield subway in July 2025 after being told she could not use the restroom. She also pleaded guilty to stealing an employee's cell phone. Judge cited her lack of a prior criminal record and not sending her to jail. A Boardman man with a lengthy criminal history back in jail after police say he ran from officers August 9th. Brian Gasier was stopped near Southern Boulevard when police discovered an adult parole authority warrant. Police say Gasier ran but stopped when he heard a canine officer barking. Gasier was released in 2024 after serving 17 years for voluntary manslaughter and other crimes. He now faces an obstruction charge. The chore bishop of the Our Lady of Lebanon Shrine in North Jackson has been removed from his ministerial duties after being charged in Warren. Anthony Spinoza faces misdemeanor charges of procuring and public indecency stemming from a July 31st incident at Perkins Park. Spinoza pleaded not guilty and was banned from the park. Bishop Elias Zayden says a temporary administrator will now oversee the shrine. 76 degrees at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Gradually becoming sunny through your Thursday afternoon with a high near 78 warm degrees. Get outside and play tonight. Clear and starry skies on the way, a low in the upper 50s. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
In classrooms across the country, chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A., grade 4, absent. Julio M., grade 6, absent.
Aisha S., grade 12, absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs, like transportation, healthcare, a working computer, mental health support. The list goes on.
Olivia H., absent. Preston L., absent.
Chloe B., absent.
The reasons why they're absent are very real, and yet the solution is someone present to help them along their path. When site coordinators from communities and schools are on hand, they connect kids to the resources they need. And when they do, 99% of students are present and remain in school throughout the year.
Jacob O., grade 10,
present. Communities and Schools works directly with students, helping them overcome obstacles to succeed in school and in life. Learn more at communitiesinschools.org. Being present matters.
To kids, summer isn't just time off. It's time building confidence and curiosity. But when school meals pause, millions of children lose the food they count on. Your support helps the Feeding America Network nourish every child's potential. Give now at feedingamerica.org/summerhunger.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
10 WDPN, welcome back to the show. We are broadcasting live today from Sandy Valley High School up in the press box, getting you ready for the kickoff for the 2026 high school football season tonight. We will be over on our sister station tonight on Q92, 92.5 FM, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, Q92radiosports.com, all over the place tonight. Fairless Falcons and the Sandy Valley Cardinals tonight. Pregame at 6:30, and we'll kick it off at 7. I want to thank Camp McKinley coach Renzi Parnell for joining us earlier in the program. Drew Sarakman, our football guru for Q92, will be joining us at 4:35 today. Brian Beatty, my color commentary partner, will be joining us here in the press box around 5:30 or so. Ryan Rainsberg back at the Palatial Estates of 1310 WDPN, doing a good job keeping it anchored down today. Don't forget, tomorrow we will be on live from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium as the Canton McKinley Bulldogs get ready to play Warren Harding. That'll be tomorrow night on Q92, and we'll start the pregame a little bit earlier tomorrow. That will be at 6:30 with our kickoff at 7. And again, myself, Ryan, and Brian live tomorrow night, Bulldogs Harding from the Benny. All right, what do we got going on here today? So much stuff going on. Guardians a winner today, 5-2 over Frisco. So they end up taking 2 out of 3 from the Giants. And they're on their way to Colorado to take on the Rockies coming up here this weekend. Let's check out some other scores here. A lot of day games today, obviously. Brewers lead the Mariners 6-4 in the 6th. Royals 6, A's 2 in the 5th. We're scoreboard watching here. So far, so good. The Braves lead the White Sox 2-0, and that game has already gone to the top of the 8th inning in Chicago. So the Braves lead the White Sox 2-0. Anybody else finish up today? Yeah, Cardinals beat the Reds 10-9 down at the Great American Ballpark. And the Blue Jays finished off the Rays today by the score of 5-1. Coming up at 4:29 today, Sammy's best bet. Did we win last night? We didn't. We lost by a half. we had the Yankees and Orioles over 8.5. The game ended on 8. So we'll try it again tonight. Sammy's best bet. We're going to work a little football in for you tonight, okay? On our best bet, that's coming up at 4:29. On the Stand Sports History at 5:29, we've got our Sam Bourquin Show 3-question Thursday quiz. Let's get that out there to you. Some of the comments are starting to fire in now on our YouTube channel and across all of our social media platforms. Question number 1, opening day for the Browns against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who is going to be the starting quarterback? Who's it going to be? Question number 2, which basketball building do you miss the most? The Richfield Coliseum or St.John Arena? I know that's a tough one. It was meant to be tough. Which do you miss the most? St.John Arena for Ohio State or the Richfield Coliseum for the Cavaliers? And finally, question number 3, which high school football games or game will you be attending coming up this weekend? Get those comments in on the Sam Bourquin Facebook page, Q92 Radio YouTube channel. You can also give us a ring at 330-821-1310, and you can text us as well. All right. I want to talk just a little bit here about the trade yesterday and then the signing today that the Cleveland Cavaliers were involved in. So last night, of course, after the show ends, the Cavaliers make the move in a 3-14 deal, and they pick up Peyton Watson from the Denver Nuggets. And it is believed that he'll turn around and sign a contract with the Cavaliers to the tune of 4 years, $88 million. I was like, okay, I kind of like that. I'm a big Max Strus fan. I like him. He gets hurt more than I would like. He's a little streakier than I would like, but he seemed to be a good dude in the locker room. He had great range. He's a pretty good sharpshooter from 3-point range, and I thought he had a little edge to him. So I'm going to miss Max a little bit. So he goes to the Clippers. Cavaliers give up a 2031 unprotected first-round pick. It's 5 years from now. I'm not worried about that. So they get Peyton Watson. And there had been rumblings that this may happen over the last week or so. So we've got Peyton Watson. He's going to fit right into that 3 role. Okay, he's young, he's hungry, aggressive. He's a pretty good defender. He can score. Again, he's a little streaky too, but he doesn't rely. There we are. He doesn't rely on just 3-point shooting all the time, so that's good. He'll take the ball to the basket. He will shoot the 3, but it's kind of a tweener guy. You know what I'm saying? He'll get to the rack a little bit. So I'm thinking, all right, and we're going to get him for 4 years, $22 million. I like it. Now, the whole time this is going on, I'm thinking, okay, when's the James Harden news coming, right? Because you knew it was only going to be a matter of time. I didn't think it'd be this quick, but they signed Harden today. The Cavaliers did 3 years, $97 million. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money in a lot of years for a guy who's going to be 37, for a guy that does not perform in the playoffs, for a guy that really doesn't play defense. But the Cavs were kind of stuck. Harden did them the solid of opting out while they were pursuing LeBron. So they had to get that money off the books. And they did. Got him under the second apron, and they could, well, we all know what happened there. LeBron didn't come. So the Cavaliers are kind of sitting there going, okay, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? James is not coming back. LeBron's not coming back. James Harden kind of did us a solid, helped us out. What are we going to do? You got to re-sign him. And I thought, okay, maybe a year with an option. So they decided to go 3 years at $97 million. Now, I was checking out this article by Bobby Marks, really, really nice NBA writer. And he says about the second apron in January to orchestrating a sign and trade for Peyton Watson while remaining under the first option to re-sign James Harden. So this is what it's going to look like for the Cavaliers. This is kind of their financial sheet, if you will. As of August the 20th, that's today, the Cavaliers are sitting at $218 million. Their salary is equal to $209 million, so that's $9 million on the tax. They are below the first apron, okay? As of January the 20th, the Cavaliers' salary will escalate to $392 million, salary equivalent to $228 million. The tax will be $164 million, and that will put them over the second apron again. Here are the moves that have been made by the Cavaliers since last January 20. They got rid of DeAndre Hunter. They traded him to Sacramento. They moved Lonzo Ball to Utah. They traded Darius Garland to the Clippers. They've traded Max Strus to the Clippers. They've traded Dennis Schroeder to Charlotte. Okay? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys out and gone and off the roster. The new additions for the Cavaliers, James Harden, after re-signing him today, again, 3 years, $97 million. Peyton Watson, the trade last night with Denver. Mario Hezonja, I hope I'm saying that right. Hezonja, via free agency. And then Malik Thomas in the draft. And then my first thought was, okay, who are we working with now? Donovan, Evan, Jarrett. There's our 3, all right. James Harden, there's 4. Peyton Watson, 5. Mario, 6. Malik, 7. Malik was a rookie. You can't count. I mean, I know he had a great summer league, but you're not – I don't think we're counting on Malik Thomas. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's better than that. But I'm just – and I'm thinking, is there anything else we can do now? Once they go over, once January 20th comes around, we're going to be over that second apron again. So if the Cavaliers do anything or they're able to do anything, they're going to have to do it before then. Because right now, you're only you're below the first apron still. But boy, the difference between the $218 million and the $392 million is really, really big. And I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised at the amount of the years, and frankly, I'm surprised at the amount of money. And look, and I know the money's out there, and I know there are contracts with people now that you would figure if you're just having a conversation with yourself, you'd say, okay, player X, I got him ticketed for $22 million a year. In reality, that $22 million player, now they're just, here's 35, here's 40, here's 42. And it's like all of a sudden now that salary just goes from here to here. And you're getting the same talent. Actually, you're not even getting the same talent because James Harden's 37 years old. And I'm surprised. I'm, trying to do the quick math, 97 divided by 3. I mean, gee whiz, that's almost $34 million a year. And I'm sorry. James Harden's not worth $34 million a year. Not today, not 5 years ago. Okay? He's just not. So I don't know if that was the Cavaliers saying, hey, man, we really appreciate you opting out, letting us try to get our ducks in a row. We're going to hook you up. We appreciate that. Thank you. Here's what we're going to do. Or are they just throwing money around because they know that was the last move? I don't know. And it's really funny. Today being Thursday, when I finished, honest to God, when I finished up the show on Tuesday, I almost ended it with, outside of how we normally end the show. I'm telling you the truth here. I almost said, you know what? I think the Cavaliers, it's been so quiet, something's going to happen. But I didn't say it. And lo and behold, about an hour after the show is over, here comes the Peyton Watson news. And then today, here comes the James Harden news. I thought for James Harden, I was looking at like a 2-year, $50 million contract. I thought that is more than fair. Where he is in his career, his age, how he finished up last year, I thought 2 years, $50 million, pretty good. Nope, they went 3 years and $97 million. Whew. I don't know.
Got Purple Suit checking in, says, sounds like the Cavs are setting themselves up for a run at LeBron. Better find a third big man.
I saw that pop up on the YouTube, and I'm like, well, we already made a run at LeBron and didn't get him. Or did I miss something?
I think he means like a run at Philly then, maybe. I would assume.
Sounds like the Cavs are setting themselves up for a run at LeBron. Better find a third big man. I need a little clarity there, Purple Suit. Are you talking about making a run at Philly to beat them? Or do you think they're going to pry LeBron James away in 2 more years? I don't see that happening.
Oh my God! You see,
yeah, Harden now over $500 million for earnings in his career. Purple Suit, my sarcasm didn't translate. I should have known better.
It went right over my head. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How about James Harden over $500 million? And what? Here, I'm going to show you. Hold on here a second. If I could find a piece of paper that wasn't printed on both sides.
How deep?
Inside station joke there.
Uh-huh. If you know, you know.
This is what James Harden has won in his career. See that? Nothing.
That's not a circle, ladies and gentlemen.
James Harden has won nothing, and he has made over $500 million in his career. And I'm not going to bang on the guy, but I'd say he's made out pretty well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's been well paid
for not having any rings. And I said years and years and years ago, and I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back because I'm pretty sure a lot of other people have either thought it or said it. I said that, what are we, 2026? I said this before 2020. I know I did. I said James Harden will never win an NBA championship. And a team that has James Harden on it will never, ever win an NBA championship.
Oh, man.
Ever.
I agree with you.
And unfortunately, gosh, I hate to say that now, but because we're stuck with him now.
Yep.
You are stuck with James Harden until this deal is over. Unless nobody's taking him away from you now at that ticket price. So we're kind of stuck with him, and that's just how it is. But I'm a little surprised there. Your thoughts? 330-821-1310. Too many years, too much money for James Harden. Are you surprised the Cavaliers did that? Get your thoughts on the Peyton Watson acquisition. You like that move? You're going to miss Max Strus. How does this set the Cavaliers up for 2026? in the regular season? How does it set them up for the playoffs? Are they better? Are they going to be able to play with a New York? Are they going to be able to play with an Indiana? Are they going to be able to play with the Detroit? I don't know. We'll step out. We'll come back. We'll get you Sammy's best bet. It's on the way. 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
All right. That was quick. 1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show live from Sandy Valley High School. So good to be here today, bringing you the show. And, of course, we're going to have the high school football game tonight for you on Q92 as the Cardinals take on the Fairless Falcons, who will be in town tonight for the 7 o'clock kickoff. Real quick, I want to get that 3-question Thursday quiz back out there to you as the comments keep rolling in. Question number 1. Who will be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns in their opener against Jacksonville? Who's it going to be? Question number 2. Which basketball building do you miss the most? The Richfield Coliseum or St.John Arena? And question number 3. Which high school football game or games will you be attending this weekend? Let us know. Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. You can always call 330-821-1310. Okay, real quick, our Sammy's best bet of the night. We are getting out of the baseball business tonight, and we're going to go to the NFL. And I'll be the first one to admit and say that if you're betting preseason football in the NFL, you may or may not have a problem. But for the show, we got to do our best bet, and want to roll with the L.A. Chargers tonight. Yeah, our good buddy Harbaugh coaching up against the 49ers tonight out at SoFi. The Niners come in. They're laying 1.5. The total's 37.5, but I think Harbaugh, I don't know. I think he still kind of has it in for the 49ers a little bit. He used to coach there, took them to a Super Bowl, and he's just kind of a weird guy. He'll actually try to win the game or something. So I like the Chargers tonight at home. At SoFi, 10 o'clock kickoff. That'll be on NFL Network, I believe. Let's take the Chargers tonight, plus the 1.5 against the San Francisco 49ers. That's Sammy's best bet. The Chargers, plus 1.5 against the 49ers. News and weather coming up next. On the other side, our football guru, Drew Sarakman from Q92 Sports, coming up.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. A Missouri judge cleared the way Wednesday for the new U.S. House districts to be used in the November midterm elections. Cole County Circuit Judge Daniel Green threw out an effort to force a statewide referendum on the map. The districts already appeared on August primary ballots as Secretary of State Denny Hoskins turned away a petition carrying thousands of signatures. He said the state constitution does not permit a referendum on congressional redistricting. Roughly a dozen lawsuits have landed in various courts over the issue in the past year. Israel and Turkey have deepened their dispute after Israel defended its strike on a Syrian military airbase. The latest exchange followed Israeli strikes Tuesday on Abu al-Dahur base in Syria's Idlib province. Israel's linked to two concerns Turkey was seeking to expand its military footprint inside Syria. U.S. expressed concern over the Israeli strike and called for a new diplomatic engagement. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the operation was intended to send a warning to Turkey after Israel concluded Ankara planned to establish a military presence farther south in Syria. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz reinforced that message, saying Turkish President Erdogan is pursuing dangerous adventures in Syria. Texas court ruled yesterday Judge John Roach must recuse himself from further proceedings in the Carmelo Anthony case. Anthony was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 35 years after stabbing Austin Metcalf to death during an altercation at a high school track meet in April 2025. Bolstered by a new defense team, Anthony is asking the state to grant him a new trial. Visiting Judge Sid Harrell ordered a new judge be appointed to preside over a hearing today to determine whether Anthony's case will be reheard. Attorneys argued Roach's enforcement of courtroom rules, such as barring live media coverage of the trial, along with statements made following the verdict, show he's biased against the defendant. Iran announced this week it will offer a bounty of $30,000 to any individual who kills or captures a U.S. soldier and hands them over to authorities. Army Commander-in-Chief Major General Amir Hatami revealed the bounty at a ceremony allegedly held to honor journalists. Hatami suggested he would double the reward if an Iranian woman killed or captured a U.S. soldier. In a separate announcement, Iran's armed forces insisted the regime would continue resistance against the United States and Israel until it accomplished their complete defeat. Democrat Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro signed an executive order Tuesday aimed at curbing the growth of AI data centers in the state. The order charges the state's Department of Environmental Protection with drafting, quote, strict guardrails that developers of data centers designed to use more than 25 megawatts must follow going forward. Above that threshold, projects would require a consent order, an agreement, and sign-off from the municipality or county where the data center would be located. 1 megawatt on a continuous basis can power about 750 homes. 25 would power about 18,000 homes. The energy requirements have led to concerns about that the proliferation of data centers would bid up power prices. More than 100 data centers have been proposed in Pennsylvania. DEP has received permitting applications related to 20. 14 are along the way to development, with 5 having the necessary permits to open but are not running yet. 76 degrees at 4:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
This weather is brought to you by Grove Appliance Furniture and Mattress. Local, trusted, and family-owned for 90 years. With a huge selection of appliances, furniture, and mattresses to go with unmatched customer service. Clouds giving way to sunshine for your Thursday afternoon. Threat for rain is very, very small. Our high 78 degrees. Tonight, clear and starry with a low of 58. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Rediscover the comfort of home with Grove Appliance Furniture and Mattress, your hometown spot for comfort, quality, and style. From sleek new appliances that make life easier to furniture that actually fits the way you live, Grove helps you create a space that feels like home. And with hundreds of fabric options, you can make it completely your own. Don't forget about their design center. If you're looking for a complete overhaul, they can help you with all of it, from cabinets and countertops to backsplashes and sleek appliances. Their local team takes time to find out exactly what you need. No pressure, no guessing, just honest advice and real service. And if you're upgrading on a budget, check out Grove's Scratch and Dent Room, where small imperfections mean big savings on top brands. Because when your home feels right, everything else just works. Grove Appliance Furniture and Mattress. Hometown comfort. Made simple.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
Ten WDPN. Welcome back to Sandy Valley High School, home of the Sam Bourquin Show today. Coming up a little bit later on tonight on our sister station. There it is, Q92, 92.5 FM, and of course the Q92 radio YouTube channel. Sandy Valley Fair is coming up tonight. Pregame at 6:45. We'll kick it off at 7. Kind of a little calm before the storm here, as some folks have kind of rolled in and doing some things in preparation for the football game tonight. Brian Beatty, Ryan Bevere will join me tonight on our Q92 Radio YouTube channel game tonight. We've got Jackson and Chardon, so make sure you check that game out too. That'll be a pregame at 6:45 and the kickoff at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, the show will be live at Tom Benson, home of the Bulldogs. We'll be on the air at 3 tomorrow from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. And then the kickoff tomorrow night on Q92. We will have the Canton McKinley Bulldogs and Warren Harding with the pregame at 6:30, and the kickoff will be at 7, plus 6 other games tomorrow night, all across the Q92 Sports Network. And tomorrow night on 1310 WDPN, Christian will have the call on Alliance and Northwest, along with Derek. And they'll be with you from Dr. Martin Smiley Stadium tomorrow night. Aviators and Northwest Indians right here on 1310 WDPN. That's tomorrow night at 6:30. I want to thank head coach of the Bulldogs, Renzi Parnell, for joining me earlier in the show. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. A couple people have been asking. If you missed our interviews yesterday with Sandy Valley head football coach Torrance Carl and Fairless head coach A.J. Sarbaugh, those are up in podcast right now. All you have to do is go to the 1310 WDPN Facebook page and check those out. You can also go back and watch them on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. So those interviews are up, and you can listen and watch those whenever you feel like getting around to it. All right, it is time to visit with our 2026 Q92 high school football guru for the entire season. That is my good friend, my good man, Drew Sirakman, coming to us live today at a hotel unknown in Orlando, Florida. He is down there on what is believed to be work, but by the looks of his shirt, I don't know how much work is going on. Drew, welcome to the show. How you doing this afternoon?
I'm good, Sammy. How are you? So, and I'll actually, this hotel is deserving of a shout out. It's the Alfond Inn.
I can see, yeah.
The Alfond Inn in Winter Park. So if you were going to the Orlando area and you don't mind staying out of the hustle and bustle a little bit north, go to Winter Park. I'm sure some people might have. I can't believe that the Guardians actually left Winter Park as a spring training destination, because it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's I forget when they left, because I remember they were in Tucson, Arizona forever. And then they went to Homestead, Florida, and they had a hurricane or massive floods or whatever, and they had to get out after a year. Like, where are we going to go? So then they went from there. They went to Winter Haven, and then of course now they're out in Goodyear, Arizona. I was down in Winter Haven several years, and it is kind of off the beaten path a little bit, but it's kind of nice because you do get to kind of get away from the crazy hustle and bustle that goes on down there. But that's a nice little area. How long you been down there? Did you go down Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, came down Wednesday. Got here early yesterday morning and heading back early tomorrow morning so I can catch these games.
Awesome. I want to shout out our good friends at AWP Safety as well. Check them out online if you're interested in a job. You know somebody that's looking. They're hiring. They'll take great care of you. You get the chance to advance, learn a new trade, just maybe start a new chapter. Trust me, they're great people. AWP Safety is the place, and you want to check them out online right now. Jobs at awpsafety.com. That's jobs at awpsafety.com. Can you believe it's high school football already? Tonight we're starting.
It comes up on you quick, right?
Yeah.
Hall of Fame week gets here, and you're like, oh, we still have some time until high school football, and then you blink an eye, and Thursday night openers are here.
It's crazy. Sandy Valley, Fairless tonight, Chardon, Jackson tomorrow. There's a big one down in Cincinnati tonight. Moeller and Princeton are going to play at Paycor, where the Bengals play. There's a couple of other big games going on tonight as well. You played, you coached, you've done it all. How do you feel about Thursday night games in high school? You okay with that? You like them? You don't mind them? What's your thought?
I'm okay with them week one. I think
it
gives
week one, but after that.
Yeah, I think it gives, your program a little extra spotlight, right? You have other people that are interested coming to watch the game. I think it's great for the small schools, right, to get some exposure. What I don't like is when everyone wants to do it, right? I'm good.
Exactly.
Maybe 2 games per county on a Thursday night, and then everyone else should be on Friday.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. So we talked not last Thursday, but the Thursday before, kind of a little scene setter, if you will, for the high school football season. We talked about a couple of teams that we think are going to be really good, some that might be up and comers, some that may be a year or two away. And I had Coach Renzi on this afternoon from Camp McKinley, and I had read a story, I think it was in the Rep yesterday or the day before. He says it was like a quote, you'd like to feel that you're ready to go right before the opening kickoff. And he says, we're not. He says, we're not there. We're not there yet. And I'm wondering if that's, and after talking with him today, I think maybe there's a little, I don't want to say apprehension about the quarterback position, but they're new guy, new young man, bright lights, Tom Benson, Friday night, all that goes with that. But they've got some great talent at the running back. They're loaded at wide receiver. They got some great guys on defense. How much are those other areas of the team going to have to kind of carry and help McKinley while they work the new quarterback Braylon into the fold?
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw last season what McKinley could be on defense, right? Towards the end of the year, they were about as good as anybody in the state of Ohio on the defensive end. So I think having a lot of returners on that side is really going to help this team. I think their depth is better. I think just getting out there and looking at the team in person, I think they're bigger, they're stronger than they were last year. And from the defensive side of the ball, I think this is scary for a lot of teams. Their football IQ is very high. I don't see coaches coaching, and I think the maturity of the team as a whole is big. I don't see coaches coaching behavior and effort that's regulated by the players now there. Right. So I think that's a huge step in the right direction. But I think this defense is going to keep McKinley in every game, even as they go through growing pains on offense. I think Braylon Crook is a very intelligent player. He's a good athlete. He has beautiful touch on his passes. He just doesn't have a lot of experience. Right. And when you're playing at the level that Canton McKinley plays, there's going to be a learning curve there. I also think the offensive line, I think they have the pieces there. I think they have 5 really good pieces and maybe some better depth than they had last year even. But they're still trying to figure out how those pieces fit together and what they do best. And that's going to take some time to do that. But, Warren Harding, they've got Asa Birch on the outside who's pretty much got offers everywhere. So that they're going to have to find a way to deal with him. But I think my prediction is the offense might take a little bit of time to get going. But once they do, like you said, Sammy, there's plenty of weapons for McKinley to score some points out there.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna kind of have to evolve as they go. And for some that are maybe a little bit impatient, and we're all impatient, but especially supporters of teams and schools. When Renzi came in last year, there was had a little work to do, right? He had some stuff he had to clean up, take care of, get his stamp on the program, get people believing, and he said this on the interview today. Our guys had to know what my expectations were and how I operate. And you just don't pull the string, and that happens. This is going to take. It's still going to take some time, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I think Renzi's a big believer in this, as a lot of coaches are. And I think it's something that you have to find a way to get through to high school kids. There's a lot of people in this world that want to be successful, right? There's not a lot of people in this world that know what it takes to be successful, and there's only a handful that's willing to do what it takes to be successful. So you've got to be able to do all those 3 things, and getting a bunch of 16 through 18-year-olds in a place to do that is not an easy task.
Yeah, it's you got to be willing to put in the work. Drew Sarakman is our guest, sports guru, football guru. He's going to be with us all season long, every Thursday at this time here on the show, 1310 WDPN, and streaming all over our social media platforms as we get ready for a big 2026 high school football season. Just a couple of, maybe a minute or so on each game tonight. We're not going to go too in depth, but just your quick thoughts on Sandy Valley Fairless. Fairless 50-13 last year, a winner, and then Jackson Chardon. Even though Jackson goes on the road tonight, I'm a big believer in what Jay Rohr's been doing. Again, it was a process. It takes time. Mm-hmm. Their defense, I think, is going to have to carry them. But what do you think about those 2 games tonight?
Yeah, first off, I think Coach A.J. Sarbaugh's club at Fairless, has some experience coming back, and they've got some talent. You know, Fairless has 2 Division I level players, and Snavely and Sheets, and those guys are on the line of scrimmage. So that makes a big difference at that level of football. I think at small schools, a lot of time talent goes in waves, and I think Sandy Valley is obviously rebuilding. They've got a new coach there. That's trying to put his brand of football on there. So I like Fairless. I think they've got the experience. They're going to be physical, and I think they're going to make some noise the rest of the season too.
Drew, Jackson, and Chardon tonight. Again, Chardon's got a couple of state titles in their hip pocket that they've gotten over the years. They had a coaching change a year ago. I think the coach was there for like 14 years and kind of stepped away, so a new guy's in charge. But that's a very proud community. They love their Hilltoppers. I still think Jackson has enough to go up there and get the win. And I want to talk about their quarterback, Carter Mulliman, who got some experience last year when Lucas Eckerman went down with injuries. I think Carter can play. I really do. I really do.
Yeah, and he got some very valuable time last year, right? With a quarterback, you have to go out there and make mistakes. That's the only way you're going to learn. I think he made some mistakes last year. I think he put him in some position to win games. But he's 6'6", 220, and that's something you can't teach. And that gives you a whole different perspective of the game. You see a lot of 5'10" high school quarterbacks, and he's a big boy out there, and he's got some arm strength. I think Jay Rohr is one of the most underrated coaches in the state of Ohio. I think kind of what's unfortunate for Jackson is, how I talk about talent goes in waves. It's like each year a different position group is really good, and they've got one that they're really young at, right? And hopefully one of these years they get together. Okay, we've got the line and the skill players. So I think on the offensive side of the ball, running back and receiver, they've got the skill players are going to have to prove that they can be weapons for Mulliman. But on the defensive side of the ball, I think you're looking at a Jackson defense that'll be very similar to what they were 2 years ago on defense. Very physical, stout against the run, discipline, bringing some different pressures. And this is a good Jackson club too. I think they can go up and get the win in Chardon also.
Drew Sarakman is our guest from Q92 Sports. We're breaking down the high school football weekend here for you on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. All right. I've been putting it off long enough. TIG. Drew, this team is overloaded. Do they have what it takes to win a state title?
Oh, I think so. I mean, you look at the division. Now, obviously, like I said 2 weeks ago, you got to have luck, and that comes with health. And when you have a team that's this loaded, I think the NIL factor at the next level can impact things if one of those kids gets banged up, right? You got colleges in their ear. I'm not saying that will happen. I know other places around the country that has happened, and maybe even in the state of Ohio, where someone gets banged up and they got big NIL coming, and the colleges are hinting at, maybe you should take a break. But I think, like I said 2 weeks ago, I think this is the most talented team in the history of Massillon football. And I think it could be close early against Glenville, but I think they're a double-digit winner against Glenville this week.
Oh, Drew, you must be reading my mind. I think it'll be close for a quarter. I think Massillon blows them right out of Tiger Stadium tomorrow night. And I mean 3 touchdowns. I was saying 2 touchdowns a couple days ago. I'm saying 3 now. And look, Glenville's got some talent. Obviously, Ted Ginn is still a master with his football program. And I know last year's game was phenomenal. Absolutely. If it was one of the best games of the opening weekend, I think Massillon runs Glenville right out of the stadium tomorrow night. I do.
Yeah, I think if there's an opportunity for Glenville to keep it close, it's this. They've got 2 Division I corners out there at Glenville, right? I think if there's any unknown, I won't call it a weakness, but if there's any unknown piece of how successful Massillon can be, it's going to be in the passing game. Now, they have talented pieces out there, but it's getting them the ball. And then I also think that Massillon is going to go back offensively and look a lot like they were probably 4 or 5 years ago, when they're running split zone, they're throwing the post, the comeback, safe throws, running power, doing those things. I think it's going to be ball control, pound the ball on offense. So I think if Glenville can stay stout against the run early, they have the athletes on the outside to match Massillon, and they could stay in the game, but they're going to have to make big plays. You're not going to sustain drives against Massillon. You're going to have to force a turnover. But I think Glenville obviously always has the athletes to compete. But that's the only way that I think they stay in this game long term is finding a way to get a score early, and then loading the box and letting those stud Division I defensive backs play man to man on the outside.
Yeah, one more on the Tigers, and we're going to move on and talk about a couple more teams and a couple other matchups before we let you go. Drew Sarakman, our guest, is where's Drew at? What's going on? He's down in Orlando, down there doing some work, and he's at the hotel. And tell you what, man, what's it like down there right now? Are they in the 80s, 90s? What's the weather like?
92 and about as humid as it can be. If it can be more humid, I don't want to feel it.
Okay, good. Stay in that room. All right. I got to see Massillon Avon. I went to that scrimmage, and I was very impressed just because it was the first scrimmage. Everything's new. It's a new year, new kid. Everything's new. And then they go down to Cincinnati Moeller and just pounded them in Cincinnati. And I know it's a scrimmage, and I know it's everything like that. But, I mean, we're talking about Avon, premier Division II school. Talking about Moeller, premier Division I school. That just leads me to believe once this Massillon engine gets fine-tuned, they could be so dangerous. They might. I mean, I could see complacency setting in maybe at some point. They'll have to guard against that, won't they?
Yeah, I mean that happens with kids their age. I mean, just knowing what I know about this Massillon football team and watching them that last year, confidence is not something they lack. They enjoy playing football. They have a lot of confidence. And hearing from Coach Nate Moore over at St. H a couple weeks ago, he's really impressed with the maturity and the leadership in this senior class.
Yep.
So I think they'll keep him in line.
How about Coach Moore? Dropped 60 pounds. Looks fantastic. Looks like he's just having a ball, living life, and loving what he's doing. Good for Coach. All right, a couple other games I kind of want to take a look at. Lake and North Ridgeville. North Ridgeville, 10 wins last year. I mean, they got off the mat. And then Lake, boy, Drew, if they can stay healthy, and I mean 100% healthy, I think they could be very, very dangerous. This is a really nice opener for both these teams.
Yeah, North Ridgeville has to replace a Division I quarterback who was very good and ran the ball, threw the ball, really did everything for that offense. And Ty DeGeorge, when he went down last year for Lake had to find a way to, score without him. So I really think that puts Lake in a good position this year because a lot of those kids had to step up and say, hey, our best player isn't here. We have to find ways to put drives together. I like Lake in this game. I say it all the time. I think Lake is one of the best coached teams in Stark County. Although, it seems like they've got like 6 coaches out there. I don't know how they do it. Give Coach DeGeorge a couple more coaches. At St. H a couple weeks ago, Spider Miller said he has 8 coaches at East Canton, and I saw Coach DeGeorge kind of perk up like 8 coaches at East Canton. I like Lake too.
Glen Oak, I'm interested in, and I know this is probably going to be one of those process things. Coach Matt Dennison taking over. Scott Garcia was there for a long time. Got the most out of those kids. So they're going to be doing things a little differently here. They open up with Dover, pretty good way to open up the season. Glen Oak, what kind of a year are we looking for, and maybe what do you look for against Dover coming up here tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be some growing pains. I think they got some young kids. They lost some better their players to transfer, which kind of seems like anytime there's a coaching change now in high school football, that's going to happen. I think Dover is a very tough test. They had a young quarterback last year, and now he's developed into a Division I prospect. So that could be difficult. I think if one thing, could go right for Glen Oak in this game is if Dover wants to throw the football. I think Glen Oak is a little light in the box defensively. They struggled against Big Red a little bit down in Steubenville, but I did hear that Glen Oak had some success running the football. So that'll really be good for them if they want to keep that Dover offense off the field. But I think it's going to be an uphill battle for them to beat Dover.
Couple quick games here, and we'll let you roll, Drew. Appreciate you coming on. You'll be with us all season long, every Thursday. Again, presented by our good friends at AWP Safety. Central Catholic Perry, they've moved their Thursday night game. They're going to go back to Friday now. I'm afraid Central's going to be shorthanded tomorrow night at a big position. I'm saying that without saying anything there. Perry, year 2. Coach Lino, I think he's got them on track, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. They were a physical team last year. I think they were very disciplined on defense. I think in previous years, you knew what you were going to get from Perry on defense, and if they had the players, they were going to stop you. And if they didn't, you could throw the ball on them. There was a lot of just straight cover 3, one high safety, corners rough. We're not going to get beat deep. And there were a lot of options that you could do. But I think, Perry was a little bit more complex defensively last year. Obviously, that's Coach Lino's MO. And then a lot like McKinley, I think when you're taking over a program and you want to get them to a certain level, it takes a few years in the weight room, right? You can't just flip that weight room switch overnight. It's got to be sophomores. The sophomores that come into your program, by the time they're seniors, then your strength coach, you should have a roster full of guys that, you feel really good about. So I think they're still a little behind there maybe. But Perry's good. Jonathan Lemon is a great back, a great athlete. So I think Perry, their schedule is manageable. They do have a tough schedule, but, I think Perry's going to continue to take a step forward.
All right, Drew, I got about 45 seconds. Louisville's going to take on New Philly. Aiden Norris is an absolute beast. He's a UConn commit. They got some skill. They got some kids. I know they're a little beat up, but I think they could – look, a lot of coaching moves going on over there in the last couple of years, but I think this Leopards team, if they can hold her together, could have a pretty nice year.
Yeah, I really wish they weren't banged up right now because I wanted to see what they look like full strength against New Philly. And for them in the region that they're in playoffs-wise, they've got to be healthy and win some games. It's a tough region to qualify for the playoffs, and you really don't want to be one of those bottom seeds. But if they're healthy, they're going to be a good physical football team.
Drew Sarakman joining us live from Orlando today. He's got some work going on down there. Does a great job for us here on Q92. Again, Drew will be with us every Thursday, 4:35 throughout the entire high school football season, presented by AWP Safety. Drew, enjoy everything that Florida has to offer. Stay out of the humidity. Safe travels, and we'll talk to you when you get back home.
Yep, I'll see you tomorrow night over at Tom Benson, Sammy.
There he goes, Drew Sarakman checking in here on the show. News and weather coming up next, 1310 WDPN.
With the S&P and NASDAQ close behind. Lots for investors to worry about. The growing debt, higher inflation, oil prices shooting back up. Brent crude rose 2.4% after President Trump's latest threat to Iran of an economic doomsday of sanctions. The U.S. attorney in Albany says agents posing as Islamic terrorists nabbed a 35-year-old woman, Jessica Bowie.
As alleged, this defendant was radicalized online and spread messages of hate and violence against the American people.
The FBI says she went from a little girl waving the American flag after 9/11 to now having stickers of the falling towers. Hard Rock Casino giving away $100,000 to Gary, Indiana to help locals recover from the storms that flooded homes and claimed lives. Utilities say it could be weeks or months before they can get the power all together. This is ABC News.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
These days, heading back to school means more than pencils and notebooks. It means laptops, tablets, online accounts, and a lot of personal information moving across the internet. WebRoot Total Protection gives families powerful online defense tools with antivirus, VPN, cloud backup, identity protection, and more, helping keep your digital life secure throughout the school year and beyond. Go to webroot.com/radio and get 60% off today. That's webroot.com/radio for 60% off. Live a better digital life with WebRoot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. Declining state funding expected to put pressure on Alliance School District's budget over the next 5 years. Board of Education Tuesday approved the latest forecast, which shows revenue decreasing less than 1% annually, while expenses are projected to grow nearly 3%. That could lead to deficit spending of more than $3 million in 2027, growing to more than $8 million by 2030 and $15 million by 2031. A wanted man is in custody after leading police from 2 counties on a high-speed chase that ended with a crash. Alliance police say the chase began in Mahoning County and involved officers from Smith Township and Sebring. The repository reports the suspect crashed into a utility pole around 4 Wednesday afternoon on Mahoning Avenue near Norman Avenue. Alliance officers helped at the scene and with the suspect's apprehension. Canton woman wanted on a warrant for felonious assault. Police say 25-year-old Nikayla Smith is charged with 4 counts. Officers could not find any victims when they were called to the 900 block of 6th Street Southwest around 10:30 Tuesday night. About an hour later, 2 women ages 22 and 23 arrived at Mercy Hospital with gunshot wounds to their legs. Injuries were not life-threatening. Police say 2 other victims identified were not shot. Anyone with information has to contact Canton Police or the U.S. Marshals Task Force. Sentences from Starr County Family Court for a teenager who admitted setting 2 fires at a Jackson Township apartment complex in February. He'll be placed in the Multi-County Juvenile Detention Systems Community Corrections Facility for aggravated arson, a second-degree felony. 15-year-old also pleaded true to felony arson. Will remain until completing its education and behavioral management program or face a year at the Department of Youth Services. He punched an employee July 6th, causing a minor injury and damaged a projector and speaker belonging to Canton local schools. He received 2 6-month sentences for those 5th-degree felony offenses. The sentences were suspended on the condition of good behavior. Nearly 200 firearms are off the streets after a major federal-led crime sweep across northern Ohio. Operation Northern Shield targeted violent fugitives in 8 cities, including Canton, Akron, Youngstown, and Cleveland. U.S. Marshals led the operation, authorities saying 619 people were arrested, 684 warrants cleared between May 17th and July 18th. Officers also seized narcotics, marijuana, and more than $120,000 in cash. Police have arrested a 36-year-old Sebring man accused of uploading child sex abuse material. Jeffrey August faces 15 felony charges, including 10 counts of pandering obscenity involving a minor and 4 counts of illegal use of a minor in nudity-oriented material. All are second-degree felonies. The investigation began after Goshen police received a tip from the Internet Crimes Against Children Division of the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office. Police say August recently moved to Sebring from the township. Investigators searched his home August 13th, but have not disclosed what was found. August was arrested Wednesday. People who suspect animal abuse or neglect in Mahoning County are being told to contact their local police or sheriff's office. Animal Charity of Ohio has suspended humane investigations and animal intakes effective immediately. The shelter says it's the only one in Mahoning County dedicated to humane investigations and sheltering animals removed from abuse or neglect. The organization says it's facing critical capacity in a financial crisis. It does not receive government funding and depends on donations and fundraisers. Animal Charity says it needs additional money and operational capacity to restore its services. Judge has sentenced a Camel woman to 90 days in jail and 3 years probation for an attack at a Brookfield restaurant. 21-year-old Kamara McKinney pleaded guilty in July to intimidation, identity fraud, theft, 2 counts of assault, and obstructing official business. Prosecutors say McKinney attacked 2 employees in July 2025 after she was told she could not use the restroom. She was also accused of taking an employee's cell phone. The judge said her lack of a criminal record helped keep her out of prison. Canine officer helped Boardman police end a foot chase August 9th involving a man wanted on a parole violation. Police say Brian Gayser ran after an officer stopped him near Southern Boulevard and learned he had a warrant. Gayser stopped when he heard the animal and was taken into custody. Gayser was released in 2024 after serving 17 years for voluntary manslaughter and other crimes. He now faces an obstruction charge. Michael Alberini will spend 2 more days in jail after pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges in Struthers Municipal Court. Alberini pleaded guilty to failure to comply and disorderly conduct. He was sentenced to 180 days with all but 3 suspended and received credit for 1 day served. He'll serve 2 years probation and was fined $600 for OVI. The case stems from a June traffic stop in Poland. A rescue near Route 45 in Lisbon ended with a missing dog back home. The Columbiana County Humane Society says the animal was found trapped in water at the bottom of a 50-foot ravine Sunday morning. Humane Society and family members used ropes in a rescue litter to pull the 100-plus pound dog up the steep embankment. 75 degrees at 5:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Increasing sunshine for your Thursday afternoon. A very slim chance for a lingering shower in 1 or 2 spots. A high of 78 degrees. Tonight, clear and starry and mild. Our low, 58. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive. Like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it! I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, human. I'm a micro monster swimming around in your plastic water bottle. But I can't wait to swim in your bloodstream soon.
Microplastics are micro monsters.
Drink me. Wait, what are you doing?
But you can fight back by using glass or metal reusable water bottles.
No!
Don't let microplastic micro monsters invade your body. Find more ways to fight back at stopmicromonsters.org.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball!
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show here on AM 1310 WDPN. We come to you live from Sandy Valley today. Don't forget the Cardinals and the Falcons coming up on our sister station tonight, 92.5 FM Q92, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, and, of course, Q92radiosports.com. Also, we've got you covered tonight on Q92 YouTube with the Chardon Hilltoppers and the Jackson Polar Bears. That game comes up tonight at 7 o'clock as well. Well, we've had a great time here at Sandy Valley. We started our show at 3. I want to thank Bo and Drew and all the great folks here at Sandy Valley for welcoming us in and making us as comfortable as possible. As you can imagine, a Thursday night game, a lot of extra media here. So they've done a great job of making room for everybody, and we certainly appreciate the hospitality. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can also text the show at 330-944-5179. And the comments section is up. It's rolling right now on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Our 3-question Thursday quiz today. Question number 1, who will be the Browns starting quarterback against the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday, the 13th of September? Question number 2, which basketball facility do you miss the most? St.John Arena or the Richfield Coliseum? Question number 3, which high school football games are you attending this weekend? Get your comments in the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook, Q92 YouTube channel, or again, you can ring us up at 330-821-1310. I want to thank Kent McKinley coach Renzi Parnell for joining us earlier in the program. Thanks to Drew Sarakman for joining us and breaking down week number 1 of the high school football season. My partner Brian Beatty will be joining us here live from the press box in about a half hour, 45 minutes or so, as we get you ready for Sandy Valley and Fairless tonight on Q92. Again, a little later pregame tonight. We'll start at 6:45, and we'll kick it off at 7. 330-821-1310. Guardians win today. Yeah, after not scoring a stinking run last night. They got enough today. They beat the Giants by the score of 5-2, 5-1. They win. Now they're on the Big Bird. They're headed out to Colorado to take on the Rockies now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then it's off to L.A. to take on the Angels, and then back this way as they will battle the Kansas City Royals. Cavaliers made a trade last night. They made a move today. Last night, around, about 7:30, 8 o'clock, they made the move with the Denver Nuggets. It was like a 3-team, 4-team deal. I'm not going to get into all the smaller particulars, but at the end of the day, they've acquired Peyton Watson from the Denver Nuggets. He's going to sign a 4-year, $88 million deal with the Cavs. We did move Max Strus. He went to the LA Clippers. We also gave up a 2031 unprotected first-round pick. And then today, the Cavaliers re-signed James Harden to a 3-year deal for $97 million. I'm still a little, I don't know. That seems like a lot. It seems like a lot, even in today's age where everything's a lot. I was kind of hoping for like a 2-year, $50 million deal for James, maybe 2 at $55 million. But the Cavaliers said, no, we'll give you 3 years and we'll give you $97 million. So that's the deal. James Harden is back in the fold with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Browns, I haven't seen. They went joint practice session today with the Buffalo Bills, and I'm trying to get some information here. I believe they started. Was it around noon today, around 1 o'clock or so? Browns have not really posted much about the joint practice with Buffalo today. Now, I did see that Todd Monken just spoke to the media members. So, Rainsburg, I'm in the midst of sending this to you. And we will run a little bit of this when we get a chance sometime between now and the end of the show. So I apologize for the grammatics and everything, but I'm just sending it to you right now. So make sure you look for that, and we'll get that out. But
I will let you know if I have it.
Yeah, all it says is really proud of the guys today. So I'm not exactly sure what all that means. But we'll listen together, okay, here in a little bit, and we'll see how the Browns and the Bills did today. Browns-Buffalo will play a preseason game, 1 o'clock Saturday at the stadium. And then they got one more preseason game after that, and then they will play on the 13th of September. So a little downtime between the final game of the preseason and the first game of the regular season. Let's see here. Raul. Yeah.
The awesome music continues here.
Scooter. Well, I just got back from picking up my wife's car at the shop. New brakes all around. $711 later. That's just slightly cheaper than paying for a full tank of gas.
Yeah, right. Yeah. As I understand it, for brakes, that's pretty cheap these days.
Scooter, I feel your pain.
Yeah.
My car, I just eclipsed 51,000 miles, and you know when you know with the brakes, right? When you drive your car every day, you know when it may be about that time to have them looked at. And I know how we all hate to deal with preventative maintenance, because what does that usually turn into? Preventative maintenance usually turns into a big fat bill for something. Obviously, you keep gas in your car. Obviously, you get your oil changed. You do all that stuff. But I would say I'm another 5,000 miles away or so, and then I'm gonna have to make that appointment to get the brakes not looked at. They're just gonna need. I mean, you get 50,000 miles, you got to replace your brakes. So I'll have that coming up as well. And I got to get an oil change too, probably within the next week. So Scooter, I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain. I just I filled up today at said bulk store, and gas there was $3.98, and that's supposed to be at a discount. $3.98 is a discount. Yeah. But I filled up, and it cost it was over $75 just for that. So yeah, we're all kind of feeling pinched there for sure. Our 3-question Thursday quiz. I want to get some of those answers in that you've been kind enough to take time out of your day to interact with us here on the show and on Facebook and everywhere. Question number 1 is who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns week 1? Question number 2, which basketball building do you miss the most? The Coliseum or St.John Arena? Question number 3, which high school football game or games will you be attending this weekend? All right, let's start at the top here. Derek says it'll be Watson, not based on skill, but based on salary. He says St. John Arena because because the newer arenas lose some of the luster that the old campus arenas offered. 100% agree. He'll be attending the Aviators and Northwest on Friday, and I guess you can check that out on our Q92 Sports Network. Mike is checking in. He says Watson because you can't sit his salary. He misses the Richfield Coliseum. He says he'll be at home checking out some games. He'll be listening to us on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Michael, thank you, bud. Let's see here. Marcus says Watson will start. He says he did not attend any games at St. John Arena or the Richfield Coliseum. Marcus is busy calling high school football down there in South Carolina. Marcus, thanks for checking in. Pat Murray, she says Sanders will start. She misses the Coliseum. She will be at the Battle of 13th Street with Perry and Canton Central Catholic. Michael Lanzo checking in says Watson will start for the Browns. He says he'll be at the Maslin-Glenville game tomorrow night, and he says go Tigers. Don checking in says Watson will be the starter. He misses the Richfield Coliseum the most. He will be checking out New Philadelphia and Louisville. A couple more here before we hit the break. Beth says Deshaun will get the start. She misses the Richfield Coliseum the most, and she will be at the McKinley-Warren Harding game tomorrow. And let's see here. Doug Parton checking in. He says Don Strock will start for the Browns. Say, why not? He misses the old Boston Garden, which was not one of our choices, but hey. He'll be attending Liberty Center versus Tenora. And one more.
I got purple.
Bill Perini checking in. He says Shadur is going to get the start. Okay. He misses the Richfield Coliseum. He'll be at the Maslin-Glenville game tomorrow night. Keep those comments coming in. That's the 3-question Thursday quiz. Get them up, get them in. We'll get them on. What you got there, my friend?
Oh, so I have Purple Suit. Purple Suit checked in. He says, has there ever been a worse QB room in the NFL? Watson will start, but woof. Says, miss those steep wooden bleachers of St. John's and not attending, but I'll be hearing all the fireworks from PBTS. Not sure what that is.
Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. And yes, they shoot off fireworks after everything. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of fireworks Friday night over in Massillon. I'll tell you what I want. If you're going to the Massillon game tomorrow, and if you can interact with us on our chat during the McKinley Warren Harding game tomorrow night, which we will have on Q92 and all over social media. If you're at Tiger Stadium tomorrow night, take a picture of the scoreboard, or maybe capture a 3 or 4 or 5 second video of the scoreboard. Send it to me. I want to see what it looks like on game night with all, like I had a picture of it yesterday, but it was blank because they had just kind of finished putting it up and everything. But if you're going to be at Tiger Stadium tomorrow night, if you remember, I know you got a lot going on. There's the picture right there on the YouTube channel. But if you're at the game tomorrow night, send me a picture of the new scoreboard, like in function or like a little video. We would appreciate that, and we'll work that into our broadcast tomorrow night. George says Watson will be the starting quarterback. He misses the Richfield Coliseum. George will be attending the Glenville Massillon game tomorrow night. If you can't go tomorrow night, the Tigers and Glenville will be one of our games on the Q92 Radio Sports Network tomorrow night. Clint is going to have the call there. So we got you covered tomorrow night. We got you covered tonight. 1310 WDPN, Q92. We're all over social media. So make sure you check us out. Spread the word. Like, share, follow. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That would be awesome. We would certainly appreciate that as we get ready to rock and roll here in 2026. All right, starting to get a little activity here at the old stadium. They got the sound system on cooking. People are walking around, checking out some things. A.J. Sarbaugh is on the field walking around right now, the head coach of the Fairless Falcons. And the activity is starting to hum here down in the valley. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show live from Sandy Valley right here on AM 1310 WDPN.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, is hiring traffic control flaggers, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go? I did it. I got the job. I can't believe it. I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs. It's probably the best thing you do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Eric Cargile's family has worked the same land for 5 generations.
Takes all we've got. Animals don't care if you get sick.
and the nearest hospital is 50 miles away.
That changed when nurse practitioner John Hodges opened Rawls Family Medicine.
He keeps us going, all of us, and that's kept our farm and ranch alive.
How has a nurse impacted your life? Share your story at thepowerofnurses.org.
Ten WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. We are 3 minutes away from the bottom of the hour news and weather. On the other side, B. Beatty is going to be joining us. He'll hang out with us until 6, and then we're going to take a break until 6:45. I've been informed that there are some goodies coming up that are going to be right on this table. I can't wait. So we're going to take a little break. We will be back on with you at 6:45 as I open the show today. I want everybody to get a good look at our new gear right here. Q92, right? Q92. My man here's got the Q stuff on, courtesy of Beatty Sports. We'll be rocking the gear all season long. Now, I'm hoping I don't have to use the winter hat, but if we do need it, we've got the Q92 Sports hat. We'll be wearing that when it gets a little bit colder outside. So, again, thanks and shout out to Beatty Sports for doing their thing as they have done for so many decades. 2 great locations, one in Louisville, of course, one in Hartville. That's Beatty's Sports, and we really, really appreciate them. Appreciate Renzi Parnell for joining us earlier today, Drew Sirackman as well. Guardians a winner today over San Francisco. How about the pitching the last 2 nights for Cleveland? I mean, Parker Messick was unbelievable last night. They didn't get him a stinking run. Today's final score was 5-2, and Gavin Williams had 11 strikeouts today. The Big Rig went 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He struck out 11. He walked 3. Guardians win 5-2. They're on their way to Denver to take on the Colorado Rockies. Don't forget tonight, coming up, we got high school football on Q92. It will be Fairless and Sandy Valley. You can join myself and Brian and Ryan for all the coverage. Don't forget, check us out on all of our social media platforms tonight. Q92 Facebook, YouTube, our X. Some exciting stuff you're going to see on the broadcast tonight, especially if you're tuned in via your computer, your smartphone, your smart TV. We're all excited to see what it looks like because we don't really know yet. But we've heard some really, really awesome things, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Then we got Jackson Chardon tonight also on Q92 Sports Network. Make sure you check that out as well. And then a big day tomorrow, a live show from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Game time at 7 tomorrow with Kent McKinley taking on the Raiders of Warren Harding. Rainsburg, let's hit that on this day. What do you say? It is time for On This Day in Sports History. We do it Monday through Friday at 5:29 right here on AM 1310 WDPN. I don't even remember if I sent – did I send you some audio today? I don't even remember.
You did not.
I did not. I think I got it, but I don't think that I sent it. So that one's on me. But on this day in sports history, in 1948, the Cleveland Indians and Chicago White Sox played at Municipal Stadium before a crowd of 78,382 people. It was the largest crowd to see a nighttime Major League Baseball game to date. 2010, a federal grand jury indicted former baseball player Roger Clemens for lying to the U.S. Congress about steroid use. The trial ended in a mistrial. That is a quick look at On This Day in Sports History. We'll take a break. News and weather coming up next. We'll finish up with one more big half hour. Let's hang out with each other. What do you say? 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. The number of Americans submitting applications for unemployment benefits unexpectedly declined last week for the first time in a month. Initial jobless claims fell by 6,000 to 206,000 for the week ending August 15th. Economists had penciled in a reading of 210,000. Previous week's reading was revised upward to 212,000. Number of those claiming jobless benefits remains in the historically low range. Initial claims for state jobless benefits dropped last month to the lowest level since September 1969. Various indicators suggest employers are on the hunt for workers. Job vacancies exceed 7 million, and small business hiring plans are at a 4-year high. Former California Representative Eric Swalwell was reportedly confronted by FBI agents at San Francisco Airport Saturday. Swalwell, who resigned from Congress in April, was relieved of his cell phone and other associated electronics after a search warrant was produced. Additional undisclosed evidence was also taken. At least 4 women have made sexual misconduct allegations against the 45-year-old. Files declassified on Swalwell and the Chinese spy known as Fang Feng also revealed the ex-congressman admitted to the FBI the two had a sexual relationship and that the Bureau attempted at one point to recruit her without her knowledge. World Health Organization and partners sending 70,000 doses of an Ebola vaccine to Congo, the Central African country with the second deadliest outbreak in history. Merck's Ervebo is cleared for use against the Zaire Ebola virus. Congo's growing outbreak is caused by the Bundibugyo virus, for which no vaccines are approved. Congo requested doses of Ervebo, and the International Coordinating Group on Vaccine Provision approved an initial release. The WHO noted it's not clear whether Ervebo works against the Bundibugyo virus, though preliminary lab and animal data suggest it could provide some protection. The British government has issued a guide to immigrants to teach them the customs of the United Kingdom. In a tacit admission of the problematic cultures being allowed into Britain, the Home Office published a 9-page booklet for new arrival migrants who apply for asylum, as is the case for most illegal boat migrants. In a section on rape, migrants are told both parties must consent to sex without threat or pressure, and it is not acceptable to have sex with someone who is asleep, drunk, or unable to respond. The migrants are also informed the legal age of consent in the UK is 16, and it's a crime to have sex with a child under that age. The Home Office also laid out the foreign nationals. Women and men in Britain are treated as equals. Newly arrived migrants will be informed women can actually earn their own money, are allowed to go to school, can travel freely, decide who they want to marry, and do not need permission from a husband, father, brother, or any other man to do any of these things. 2 Tennessee college athletes killed, 7 others injured when a driver crashed into a cycling team Wednesday morning. Milligan University sophomores Halen Engdahl and Braden Rogers were part of an 11 cyclist training session when they were struck by 69-year-old John Benfield on Highway 19 East in Hampton, Tennessee. 7 injured cyclists will taken to a hospital. 4 are in critical condition, 2 in stable. 7th cyclist was later released. Benfield, a resident of Newland, North Carolina, was charged with 2 counts of vehicular homicide and 5 counts of aggravated assault. 75 degrees at 5:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Gradually becoming sunny through your Thursday afternoon with a high near 78 warm degrees. Get outside and play tonight. Clear and starry skies on the way, a low in the upper 50s. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
All right, we're doing some stuff here. Welcome back, 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. I got to put this down here real quick. We're just so casual here on the show. We're just moving things around, and we're doing everything. All right, I want to get my man in here, Sam Bourquin, along with Brian Beatty, get him cranked up here, and welcome back to the show, 1310 WDPN. We're live here at Sandy Valley, getting ready for the Cardinals and the Fairless Falcons a little bit later on tonight on our sister station Q92 and all of our social media platforms. I think we're gonna dodge a bullet with the weather. I think we're good. Sunny skies right now, some white puffy clouds. The humidity is still here, not quite as bad as it was a couple of hours ago, but I think we're going to be in good shape for our kickoff tonight to open up the 2026 high school football season. We're excited to bring all these games to you all season long. So make sure you hang out with us tonight every Friday during the regular season. We'll have a Saturday game here coming in a couple of weeks. I know Glen Oak's going to play Cleveland Heights over at Benson. We're going to have that on a Saturday night. Central St. Tom later on in the year is going to be on a Thursday night. We're just so happy and proud, and we're excited to have you along with us all season long on 1310 WDPN and, of course, Q92. And Brian Beatty has joined me here in the booth, and happy football season.
Yes,
You
it's
ready?
here.
You
I'm ready to. I'm absolutely ready to go. Yeah, it's it seems like we started those meetings in May on Wednesdays talking about it, and we kept on saying it's going to be here before you know it. It's here. Yeah. So
last time Brian and I had our headsets on, we were at Thurman Munson Stadium, I think, right?
Yeah, we were at Munson, and then we were over at Canal Park.
Canal Park. So we called the Lake Center Christian State Baseball Championship, and then we almost got Hoover through, but they ran into a buzzsaw. Walsh Jesuit, I think we finished at 2 a.m. That was a wild night, but that's the last time we've had headsets on together. So we're into football and ready to go here. So what do you think about you've played, you've coached, you've covered, you've done just about everything you can do. In your mind, how has the high school football experience, the pureness of it, how has it changed over the years, over the decades? And we're in a kind of a new era right now. Where do we go from here?
I hope the purity stays the same. You hear this NIL and you see some schools, starting to get more and more of the, the transfers or recruits, but I still love the community side of high school football, and especially in the state of Ohio and Stark County. I think we're blessed to have what we have, and I hope it stays that way. Coming down here on a Thursday night and doing a Sandy Valley Fairless game. Not a lot of people think it's Fairless Sandy. This is a great game. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't called these two schools, and don't know Coach Carl real well. I've had an opportunity to talk to him a little bit. They have a new AD down here. They're all excited. Everyone you can see everyone's intensity, just getting ready for the first ball game of the year. Then you got Coach Sarbaugh and his family, and they're so respected in the county, and his coaching staff. I know a bunch of them, and it's great seeing them here, on a Thursday night. And you'll have a lot of coaches throughout the county here tonight, just, supporting each other. And it's a kickoff. And I just hope we keep the purity of high school sports as long as we can, because if we start getting to the college, what we have there, it becomes a mess. It doesn't, you lose I think you lose the fans right away, and then you lose, your traditions and your community support that way, and that'll stink. So hopefully we continue to support, the OHSAA supports it and keeps the rules, where they're at, and, we get the community involvement like we have.
Yeah. And you know what, you'll know when it changes. You'll feel it. You'll see it. And I sometimes I wonder, Brian, if maybe, I don't know, I think you and I are close in age. I know you're a little younger than I am, I'm pretty sure. Have we done a good enough job? Or maybe the folks in the decades prior to us, have we all done a good enough job trying to pass the baton along to the young kids, to the kids when they're 8, 9, 10 or 13, 14 or 18, 19, that, hey, we're so lucky to have what we have. Support, go to games, root your friends on, go be in the student section, be supportive on the social media circuit. Have we done a good enough job representing and passing along the greatness that has been before us? Have we done a good enough job doing it and leaving it to those who are behind?
I hope so. I was a former player, and then I had the opportunity to coach, and that was something, you hoped, you kept the spirit alive on a Friday night, and you hope you were growing young men into men, so later on when they became fathers, their kids wanted to be part of football. Football's, we all know it's a violent sport. It's a tough sport, and kids have a lot of opportunities now to do a lot of other things. And there's a lot of other sports that are year round. And I talked to Coach Ift, it might've been 10 years ago. And one thing from Dover, and one thing that stuck out, he mentioned that football is still the only sport that has rules. You can only play 10-game regular season, and you have that. playoffs. There's no year-round football, which I don't think you should have. And, these other sports, you can play basketball year-round. You can play baseball, and it takes kids away from, these sports. And football is such a great sport for young men. And, and that goes into the community with the cheerleaders, the bands, the glee clubs, the pet clubs, the dance teams and everything that goes along with it. And it's so important, just community driven. I mean, it just really is. So hopefully we passed it on, that coming from Louisville, I think we've passed it on. We've had some coaching changes. You have, some hiccups here and there, but, along the way, it's still a tradition on a Friday night to come to a football game.
Yeah. And it's still, I mean, we do what we do because we love to do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just hope that it stays the way that it is. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a fall off. I understand that, but you hope that we just kind of embrace and wrap our arms around what we have and continue to do this. And, have the stadiums that are, maybe not quite full all the time now, but they're close to being full. And, the feed the teams and all the extra stuff that goes on with the booster clubs, the moms and dads and the spirit groups, and it all kind of comes together. Obviously you got to have help and from the administration, obviously the coach and his assistants, and it takes a village, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And no matter if it's Louisville, Massillon, McKinley, Glen Oak, Perry, Central Catholic, St. Thomas, Alliance, what it is, it takes a village, and hopefully we kind of stay on that track and it doesn't go too far off the track. Another thing I wanted to talk about because with the sporting goods and equipment and things like that, it got really, really loud for a little bit of time about concussions.
Yes.
It's not as loud anymore. And number one, is participation back up again? Is it still stagnant? Is it going down? Have we made some improvements with technology? Are those working? Are they helping? I don't hear as much about it as we used to. And I'm guessing that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great thing. I think technology with the helmets have improved. I think sometimes I always tell when I put a helmet on a kid, just because you buy the $1,200 helmet, it's not concussion proof. There's no such thing as that out there. It doesn't matter if you have the Guardian cap on, you have this. If you don't tackle properly, you don't get neck muscles, you don't do the right things, you still can get a concussion. A helmet's made so you don't get a skull fracture. I mean, that's how it's tested. So, but yeah, in the long run, I think the equipment has gotten better. The kids, there's more techniques, stretching and strengthening of the neck and the shoulder muscles, and that's very important. But when I started in this business 19 years ago, it wasn't the concussions. It was the MRI. That was the big thing.
That was the big thing.
The
knee,
and the infections. I'm trying to remember, just different type of infections you get from the fields and this and that. So, all of a sudden they're selling this equipment to clean the fields and this. So it kind of goes in cycles, and the NFL, I think, has done a great job addressing the concussions, and the Guardian caps have, kind of helped the practice. I think they have cut down the amount of contact you see at practices, getting rid of some of the drills, that we remember back in the day, the Oklahoma drills, the bowl in the ring, things like that. I mean, we all remember those. I mean, there's no doubt. And it's smart. You got to progress. You got to be smarter. It's just the way it is. I'm a proponent. I sell helmets for a living. I don't think there should be contact till 6th grade at the earliest. I'm a proponent for 7th grade contact. I think you get a lot done with flag and contact. You could be padded flag until then. When you're playing younger and you're in full pads, there's one fast kid and one big kid that dominates. That kid maybe doesn't develop by the time he's a freshman. So I think they've regulated it, the hitting, and done some stuff that has improved the game, and hopefully we continue to see the down cycle of the concussions, and gotten smarter that way for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a long time since I played football.
Yeah,
and I only made it up to freshman year, for crying out loud. But I remember junior high, we had a drill. It was called the hamburger drill.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
there's one.
I can remember now, plain as day. I know I got my bell rung.
Yeah.
And you just kind of staggered. Your eyes probably fell back a little bit, and you did one of those, and you got back in the line, and you got back in the circle, and here they come at you again. It hits you in the head. That's just how it was. And maybe that's the reason I am the way I am now. But I think we are getting safer. We're being smarter. We're more technological advanced. I was one when I first saw the guardian caps. I'm like, I don't know, because I felt like how I felt what they felt like, and I thought I don't know. But I guess if you're using them during practice to just alleviate some of that helmet on helmet pure banging into each other, I think over time, over practices, over games, over snaps, that's going to be a big help. I don't know what the stats say as far as what those are doing, or even in practices, or I know some wear them in games now at all levels. But you get any feedback, any readout on that at all?
Yeah, there's two big studies. The biggest study is the Virginia Tech study when it comes to helmet safety, and really, you can look at the top 10, really 1 through 8. The 1 through 8 helmet, I'd put any kid. I'd feel safe putting any kid into that helmet. Really, it's so minute, the difference. It's, I mean, and really when I fit a kid in the helmet, I don't care what helmet it is. I'm more how it fits. So, a Riddell helmet fits different than the Schutz and a Visus and a Light helmet. Those are the 4 biggest helmet manufacturers out there. So it's really the fit of the helmet. And then from there, they're so minute, a 1 and an 8, that it really doesn't make a difference which one you have on a kid's head that way. And then when it comes to the guardian caps, there's a lot of out there with the NFL, concussions of practice have been down to, you hear all this. Well, they don't hit as much as they do.
Right.
In practice.
Hardly at all anymore.
Yeah, they're going to be down. They would not guardian cap. So it gives them a little bit of false, in my opinion, a little bit of false positive.
Sure.
But if it's making a kid feel a little bit better, I tell you, the biggest research on the guardian cap, it's making the helmet a little bit cooler on the hot summer days. It actually shades and keeps it. Yeah, takes a little bit of heat out of the helmet, which is odd because you would think it would trap more of the heat, but it has been shown to keep the helmet a little bit cooler on the hotter summer days. So that's my biggest plus to it. Protection, more of a mental thing, I think. I don't know if it really, if the kid, once again, I don't want the kid down there tackling with his head down just because he had a guardian cap.
Right. You still have to
proper technique.
Yes, your technique has got to be good, and you got to be, what do they always say? Sound technically.
Yes.
And that all comes into play.
I've fit teams before, and if I have some kids, I have them read the warning sticker on the back of a football helmet. I don't know if you've ever done that, and I can bring one. Read the warning sticker on the back of the football helmet, and it'll tell you what football is all about, and it's, the danger. So, and it kind of wakes you up. And I've had kids, that kind of better run their mouth to me. Well, I'm like, read that sticker and then tell me how you feel tackling that way.
Yeah,
so,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Sam Bourquin, Brian Betty with you here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN, all across our social media platforms. We're doing it to it from Sandy Valley High School. We're up in the press box today, getting ready for Sandy Valley Fairless tonight. Both teams are out on the field right now, warming up, and we'll have football tonight. Yes, sirree. 7 o'clock kickoff on Q92, 92.5 FM, and all of our social media platforms, including the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We'll have the chat up in the broadcast tonight, so if you want to talk with us, have a little fun with us tonight, interact during the game, we'll be up to that tonight beginning at 7 o'clock. We're going to step away, take a break. We'll come back with more here on the show. 1310 WDPN. Shout out to AWP Safety. Again, AWP Safety. Check them out at jobs@awpsafety.com. More to come here on 1310.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
High school football brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group returns to AM 1310 WDPN this Friday night. And we've got a great matchup for you as the Alliance Aviators travel to Canal Fulton to take on the Northwest Indian. Pre-game starts at 6:30 and kickoff is at 7. And you can also listen to the games all season long on the AM 1310 Facebook and X pages, as well as the Q92 YouTube channel. Join Derek Dimmitt and myself, Christian Bigglesworth, as we bring you high school football action all season long. But it kicks off Friday night at 7, Alliance and Northwest, live right here on AM 1310 WDPN.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I. And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence. We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine, and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum. Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried. Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
WDPN, Sam Bourquin with you. Brian Beatty heading down to get some pregame coaches interviews for us. Again, we've got Sandy Valley. We got Fairless tonight coming up on Q92, 92.5 FM at 6:45 pregame. We'll kick it off at 7. Also on Q92 tonight, YouTube channel.
Keeping Alliance entertained and informed.
Whoa, we're not ready for that yet. We've got coverage of Jackson and Chardon tonight at 6:45, and they'll kick that one off at 7 o'clock as well. Guardians win today, 5-2 over the Giants. Cavaliers signed James Harden today. Yikes. Yikes. 3 years, $97 million. They picked up Peyton Watson in a trade with a multi-team trade yesterday, and they gave up Max Strus. He is headed to the Los Angeles Clippers. I want to thank Camp McKinley coach Renzi Parnell for joining us earlier in the show, and my buddy Drew Starakman from Q92 Sports. What else did I want to mention here today? How much time do we have here? About 5 minutes. If you're coming down to the game, it looks good as far as the weather is concerned. Actually, it feels like the humidity is kind of dissipating a little bit, which is good. I think for kickoff tonight, we're going to be probably 74, 75 degrees. Really a beautiful night. I mean, I'll tell you what, we've all experienced high school football games here in Northeast Ohio. Middle of August, right? The first couple of games, maybe even in the first week of September, where it's brutally hot and humid and muggy. I don't think we're going to have that tonight. This is just going to be a beautiful night for high school football. Expecting a packed house here tonight. Some of the Fairless fans have already come in, and they're staking out their seats over there in the bleachers. Some Sandy Valley folks are already here. They got their chair backs up, and they got their blankets out. So we should have a full house here tonight. The bands will be rolling in here pretty soon. And by gosh, it's unbelievable. Here we are, ready to go. High school football tonight. And again, you can catch it all over on our sister station tonight, Q92. And that'll be our 10th year of high school football coverage. Now, we may not have done it as long as some others, but I think we do a really nice job, and I think you're going to enjoy our coverage and spread the good word about us if you can, because we certainly would appreciate it. Speaking of 1310 WDPN, tomorrow night, Christian and Derek have you covered. They will have Alliance and Northwest for you tomorrow night here on DPN, 6:30 pregame and the kickoff at 7. Q92 Radio Sports Network tomorrow night, Massillon and Glenville, Central Catholic Perry, Dover, Glen Oak, Bookdale, Hoover, North Ridgeville Lake. I mentioned already Alliance Northwest on 1310 WDPN. I think that's all of our games tomorrow night. We got you covered. Also, be sure to check us out on our social media platforms for photos, videos, post-game player and coaches interviews. That would be on WDPN and Q92, Facebook, X, Instagram. We got you covered not only tonight, not only tomorrow night, but, of course, all season long. Let me check out the baseball scoreboard here real quick as we start to wrap things up. Told you the Guards with the win over the Giants today by the score of 5-2. Okay, Braves beat the White Sox today. That's good. Atlanta 2, Chicago nothing. The Royals beat the Athletics 6-2. Brewers over the Mariners 7-4. And the Blue Jays beat Tampa again today down in Tampa, St. Pete by the score of 5-1. A wild game in Cincinnati this afternoon goes to the Cardinals as they beat the Reds by the score of 10-9. Also, the Browns and the Bills. We didn't get the Todd Monken today. I apologize for that. We just had too much going on. We may play some of that tomorrow. Rainsburg, hold on to that Todd Monken audio. We may run some of that tomorrow. The Browns and Bills had a joint practice today up in Berea, and slowly but surely getting some more details in on that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. And, of course, tomorrow we will be at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium at 3 here on WDPN for the show. And then tomorrow night on Q92, we'll have Kent McKinley and Warren Harding, plus all of our other games, as I mentioned, tomorrow night as well. 3-question Thursday quiz is still cooking. If you want to hop in, we're always taking your comments. You know that. Question number 1: who do you think the Browns starting quarterback is going to be on opening night or opening day against Jacksonville? Question 2: I thought this was a fun one. Which basketball facility, which basketball building do you miss the most? The Richfield Coliseum or St.John Arena? Okay. And question number 3: what high school football game or games will you be attending this weekend? Get those comments in on our social media platforms and, of course, the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook. Rainsburg, did I get it all? Did I get everything in? Did I forget anything?
No, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
George commented to tell you that he loves the new gear, looking good. He says he'll try to get you that video of the Massillon scoreboard tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you, George. Appreciate that. We'll be looking forward to that.
We got a quick one from Scooter. I remember playing Louisville back in the day when I was a Panther in front of SRO crowds at each stadium. Some great games playing against Rick Wilson, Gary Dorham, and Ken Kuhn.
Yeah. Ken's very active on our show. Ken Kuhn. Shout out, Ken. Hope you're doing well.
And then Showtime. This game is Sandy Valley and Fairless, but this is not the game. This is the show before the game. The game starts at 6:45.
All right, Showtime. We're with you Monday through Friday here on WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. That's moi. And we're on 3 until 6. Now, tonight we got high school football coming up tonight on Q92 on all the socials, and then we'll be with you tomorrow night as well on Q92. So Showtime, welcome in. Hang out with us this year. You're going to have a blast, and we appreciate you spending some time with us. All right, that is going to wrap it up here from Sandy Valley as far as the show is concerned. Thanks to Ryan Rainsburg. Great job as always. Thanks to everybody here at Sandy Valley for welcoming us with the red carpet today. Great job by Drew Meister and Bo Balderson and Torrance Carl and everybody. Appreciate you guys. Thanks to everybody for listening and following and commenting and all those cool things. We love the interaction. And, of course, we'll be with you tomorrow at 3 right here on AM 1310 WDPN from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Until 6:45 tonight over on Q92. Go Guards, go Bucks, go Cavs, go Browns. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the high school football coming up as we kick off 2026. So long for now.